What is up, everybody? Here we go, the enhanced version. Just want to let everybody, just a quick reminder. Payne did this interview on November 23rd, 2022. He did not write up his report until January 10th, 2023. And Payne says that Molly McMichael told him that she worked for 12 to 18 hours. No, she said 18. He also wrote down that 2 of the orders were at the Queen Road Apartments complexes, which is immediately to the east. Molly said that the delivery at 1122 King Road was her final order for the evening. That's not what she said. Molly said that she could not find the 1122 King Road house address, as the address number was hidden by the porch light, which caused her to remain in the area for approximately 15 minutes. Molly also stated her Google Maps told her to go to the parking lot immediately behind 1122 King Road. Molly stated she initially parked in the front of 1122 King Road and could see a female in the top left window all the way in the third story where the third story bathroom was. Molly said she saw the same female a couple more times in the same window, and she would duck down when Molly would look at her. Well, she thought that she was in a hammock, is what she said. And then she said, she really doesn't watch the news, and that she went and she looked and she didn't recognize the person as being one of the victims, but she recognized the person as being one of the quote unquote, she uses the term sister. Very interesting. Sorority sister is what I, think she's going with there. It's not, Olivia did not have long hair. So people that are saying that, you're wrong. Okay. But, sister, like a sister, a sorority sister. Okay. But it's interesting. Nonetheless, Molly said that when she drove back to the back parking lot behind 1122 King Road, where she parked, she said that she could see the back courtyard area. No, what she said is that she could see that the sliding door was wide open. It was open. So let's just get after it. Here we go. See how crazy Brett Payne's report is after listening to this. Molly also says that she has a squatter in her house who's selling and doing drugs right now in this interview. And she said that she had her son's dad live with her for a little bit, and then he died in her bathroom just recently. This interview can't get any more wow. Here we go. We went ahead and enhanced the audio and enhanced the video. That's what was the delay.
So it's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. I've talked a lot, so I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to. Is that how you do?
Yeah, he's very good. He loves everybody.
Hi, baby. Hi. You're pretty cute, man.
He's 2.5 pounds and 4 years old.
Oh, you're a big fella, aren't you? Yeah.
So yeah, when he passed away, I got to keep him. So he stays with me.
So, like Alex was saying, we're gonna just take it nice and easy, okay? So we have a map here if you need it, okay? So just let us know what else you need. I'm gonna take some notes.
Okay.
But don't think I'm not paying attention to you.
No,
Or just
I'm not right yet.
my brain doesn't work that great sometimes. So.
Oh, and I want to say this for the record. The girl that is with him, her name is Alex, and she spells it differently. It's Alix Skelton, and she's with the FBI. Okay, this is not her first time being interviewed. Molly, this is not your first time being interviewed. So it's Alex Skelton with the FBI as the female.
I gotta write stuff down or I'll forget it, okay? So I guess the first thing we'll do today is just kind of start, if you wouldn't mind, by, when you got your first order that night and when you delivered your last one.
Just tell me about as far as that night went, I think I worked a total of like 18 hours that night. So but to focus on here, the 3 calls that I got from there were all relatively around the same time. There was 2 calls to the apartment complex next to it, the brick apartment complex. One was a big order, large. It's a weird name too. He put down a strange name. I can't even remember what it was, but it was. Some people like to play with the names when they make orders, and it was definitely one of those. Somebody screwing around being a
Of course.
Yeah. They were all Jack in the Box orders too, because at that time nothing's open but Jack in the Box around here.
Okay. He does not put that down in his notes that every order that went to that area was Jack in the Box. Think about that. That's significant. What are the odds? Right? What are the odds? Also, we want to point out that from the 1330 Linda Lane camera that's watching the loop-de-loops go, there is only 4 vehicles that go around Queen Road from 12:01 a.m. to 3:29 a.m. So Molly's saying that she goes over to this area twice first to the Queen Road apartments, and they're all relatively close. But the last order in that area was the 111 Xana's order. We already have a problem.
The other one that I did was, I think it was, I'm trying to remember, but same thing, that apartment, it was in the center section. By the time I got to that, the one that we're here for, it was my last last call for that night, or for that pretty much evening. In fact, when I got back to Jack in the Box that night, they thought I wasn't coming back and had thrown away the orders. They had to remake my orders so I could deliver them because they didn't think I was coming back. They thought I'd just wait for the night.
Gotcha.
Have you been there at night at that house?
Yes, I have. Yep.
Okay, so you know that the number.
Okay, so we have to clear this up. She says that they had to remake her Jack in the Box orders because they didn't think that she was coming back. For what order? Okay, for what order? What order? That would mean that you'd be like so ridiculously late to pick up an order, and then when you got there, you're like, oh, we didn't think you were coming for that, so we're gonna have to go ahead and remake that. Okay.
For the house is right there under the light, and it's very hard to see at night. That was probably my biggest problem, was trying to find the number. I didn't actually realize that I was there, which is why I was probably there for about 15 minutes. And my clock, or my map on my phone that tells me where to go, kept telling me to go up and around.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of, I actually initially pulled and parked up right there, parked right in front, but I didn't see the number, so I didn't know, and my map kept telling me to go up and around and in there. I kind of walked around with my flashlight, some on my phone, trying to figure out where it was. I remember when I pulled up, I saw the girl in the window that he told you about. Up at that top window on the left.
Okay, right there. That's how we know that she's already spoke to them. That's when I saw that girl up in the window that I was telling you about. When were you telling him about this? This is the only recorded interview. Where are these phone interviews? Where's another interview? Okay. It doesn't just start with Molly coming and sitting down at 8:30 on 11/23, the day before Thanksgiving. This is like the biggest bar party day of the year, by the way. The day before Thanksgiving. And so Molly's just coming in at 8:30 at night. Like, no, there's all a lead up to all of this. And the lead up to all of this is that Molly got a brand new phone right after the killings. Molly got 4 brand new tires right after the killings. Molly didn't have her voicemail set up, and the cops were trying to call her.
I would swear that she was swinging on a hammock or something, but she could have just been on the top of a bed or something. It seemed odd because she was watching me.
Payne doesn't write that she could have been swinging from a hammock or on top of a bed, does he? No. He writes that she was ducking down.
And usually when you do an order and that's somebody sees you, if that's where it's from, they see you, they come running down to the door, whether it's a no contact order or not. She
Wouldn't you ask right there, was it a no contact order? I mean, fucking A. Well, was this a no contact order?
jumped right down as soon as she saw me and saw that I saw her. I noticed several times as I was walking around and trying to find the place, she would pop back up in the window and I would see her again.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I think this is it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Show me score.
Thank you.
Those are pretty good. I don't know if you've had them. They're pretty good.
I haven't. So I thought it was weird that she kept jumping in and out of the window. Long brown hair, younger girl.
Long brown hair, younger girl.
There were parties going on all around, lots of noise. I mean, they were everywhere.
There was parties going on all around there. There was noise all around there. Well, what time, Molly? Like the 2 times that you went, like right before that, when you got over there, like what are you talking about?
At one point, I remember I got in my car and I actually drove up here to see because I thought maybe there was a road that's why my map kept trying to tell me to go up there. And I parked up there because it didn't go any further. And I stopped and I parked.
Okay, I have to say this. You guys, if she would have been there 2 times before in that area, she would have done the loop-de-loop the first time or the second time. She's acting like she's like, doesn't know where she's at. This is her 3rd time over there.
I got out and I was walking around with my flashlight and I was looking through the bushes and I could see the inside courtyard and all the lights and everything was open. And that's where the map was trying to get me to go, but I didn't feel comfortable going in there because there was no path.
So at 4 a.m., all the lights are on and the courtyard's open. Wait till you hear her say that the sliding glass door is open.
It just seemed odd to have you walk in that way. It seemed like a back door. There was no apartment numbers on the order or anything. It was just the house number.
Okay. Well, you guys, we've seen the bag. She's saying that the only thing that was on that bag was the house number, that there was no name associated. What?
There were no directions or any kind of clue to tell me to go that way.
Right. Yeah.
But I do remember that when I was walking with my flashlight on that road, there's nobody out there and it's dark. And I'm a girl and I've got a flashlight. A car came driving by. It was a sedan. It was tan. And the gentleman that was driving, I remember it because it was odd that he did not look at me. You see a girl out there walking around with a flashlight, you look, you see what's going on, and if they're nothing, just completely zoned and out of it, almost. And that's why I thought it was odd that he just drove by me. There was no stopping or anything. And I eventually walked back up to my car, got my car, drove down, and I was like, this has got to be the house, the way the numbers are going. And so I pulled into the...
You guys, we got to tell you something. There is no way you'd be able to say it's got to be this house because the way that the numbers are going. You would know that right off the rip. Like, what do you mean? She's acting like she doesn't know if it's that house. No, she doesn't know where to go in. If it's telling you to go around the back, to go to the back door, like, hello, that's the same. I've been there. You would never not think that was like multiple houses or something like that. This is all bullshit. This is this is absolute crazy talk.
Drive in there, and that's when I noticed that the light had been blocking the numbers. And so I jumped out of the car and I put the bag by the door because I mean, I guess it is apartments now, it's coming out, but there was nothing to tell me that that was apartments and it needed to.
What is she talking about? She's like, now it's coming out that these were apartments. What is she talking about? What is she listening to? Well, on 11/23/2022, I'm gonna tell you what she's listening to. She's watching YouTube, because all these YouTube and content creators on all these were talking about how this house was an apartment and how every room had a special key, padlock key lock to get in. And I was like, no, y'all are fucking wrong. This is not an apartment. This is a house, and you cannot rent rooms individually. And you would rent one room, or you would rent the house out, and one deposit went into that guy's account. And I was right. And so her saying that she's not following the news and all this bullshit is all crap. Okay? This isn't an apartment. Her talking about now it's coming out this is an apartment. Wouldn't you be asking, what are you talking about? Where are you, what do you mean you're hearing this is an apartment? She doesn't make any sense.
Directed at a certain place, so I just left it at the door and snapped a picture, and then I left. And
Well, aren't you supposed to just leave it at the door and leave, take a picture and leave? How come nobody's asking her what time was the order placed? You know what Payne says? He says, listen, I just put it by the door, took a picture, and I left. Let's hear if she says what time she left.
I mean, I was there probably, I'd say 15 minutes. It was a while of me walking around trying to find it, because I remember being stressed out because of time. Because DoorDash, we get,
Was there some sort of time limit or something?
you get paid by your delivery, so you only get so much per delivery. They are doing a trial right now where they're actually paying me by the hour, because I have really high stars, except for my time is really bad, because I always get orders that nobody else wants to do, or they've been rejected, and so my stars are like way down there.
Yeah.
So I've been actually doing better with the by the hour wage, but still 15 minutes.
Molly said that she walked back up to her car and drove back to the front of the 1122 King Road, at which point she saw the address numbers. Molly said she placed the order at the front door, took a picture, and then left at approximately 4 o'clock. Did she say that? No, she did not say that. So I'm still going to wait for when she says that. I'm just reading. I have Payne's report out. So I'm giving you what he's writing down after he reviewed his body cam here. She did not say anything like that.
To be looking for one address is a little ridiculous, and so many parties and so many people, and I felt uncomfortable. Then I remember seeing, it's an odd thing, but like underwear and stuff in the street, and I was like, what the heck, this is so weird.
Yeah.
Then it had been my third time there that night.
Okay.
And the girl popping in and out of the window was strange, but never coming down.
Okay, I think it's so interesting. She gets this right. There were 2 pairs of underwear in the middle of the road. In the middle of the road. But where they were located, okay, we're going to talk about that on another live. Why are you so far away from it's in the middle of the road. If you're trying to see the house numbers, you have to like walk up to the houses and like shine your light you're not going to be able to see anything, especially her blind ass, her Coke bottle glasses and shit. Get the fuck out of here, Molly.
So once you left at the door, then what?
I just got in my car and I left, and I went through campus, and I had.
Right there, she says, I left and I went through campus. She did not leave and go Walenta. Okay, she's like, I left and I went through campus.
The light as you're coming to Winco, and I got another order to email my.
She got another order when she was at the light by Winco. So once again, Officer Payne saying that this was Molly's last delivery that night. An absolute fucking lie.
My phone, so I went back to Pullman to check in the box, and I went there, and he had thrown away my order, so he remade my order, and I got sent to a dorm in Pullman. It was my last delivery to.
So she went to a dorm in Pullman. another Jack in the Box order. Now, maybe it's just only because you can only order from so many places since it's that late.
Moscow, actually.
Okay.
So it was those 3 ones. They were just like bang, bang, bang. That little bit of time, I was there so many times, just back and forth. It was double orders, 2 every time.
Yeah. Okay.
One of them I actually delivered to an apartment, and this one here.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
She's saying that the 3 orders over there, 2 to the Queen Road Apartments and that 1 to Xana, that they were like bing, 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 like one after the other, which is so important. Then when you want to go ahead and let's talk about the cars that were looping and swooping in that area. Between 12:01 a.m. and 3:29 a.m., 4 cars go around so that you could actually see it on the 1330 camera of Linda Lane. That's at 12:34 in 10 seconds, 12:38 in 18 seconds. There's a car that goes counterclockwise westbound, and there's a car that goes clockwise eastbound. Then at 1:03 in 47 seconds to 1:05 in 27 seconds. And then there's one at 2:48 to 2:51. And there's a loud vehicle that comes in on the 1330 cameras and parks. Lots of sounds, loud sounds for 2 minutes and 21 seconds. And what's so interesting about that time is that's the same time that the undercovers are busting the 3 people that are walking. And so who would be working with Molly? What, don't you think Molly would be checking in with her CIs? If she's a CI, don't you think she'd be checking in with her undercover cops? So 2:48 and 39 seconds to 2:51. A loud vehicle comes in on the 1330 cam, parks, lots of loud sounds for 2 minutes and 21 seconds. These are the only time frames that this could be Molly. In the 2:48 to 2:51, I'm telling you, that's at the same exact time as the undercovers. I think it makes, like, it's spot on. I mean, it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just spot the fuck on.
That is quite the party spot down there. Especially those
Yeah,
buildings right
I
there. Those are
noticed.
super.
yeah, I was really surprised how much was going on down there. Because there seemed like there was parties here, down here. They were just everywhere. There was so much noise and so much music, and it was so loud.
Yeah. All football games, I think, probably help with that.
Yeah, it usually does.
So I'm just going to kind of go back to something here real quick. First of all, you said you work about 18 hours. Is that
Yeah.
normal for you?
Okay, he repeats it and he says, so you worked 18 hours. Is that normal for you? How can you go and write a report and say that Molly told you that she worked literally in writing 12 to 18 hours that night? Like, fuck you, dude. Like, this isn't ineptness. This is straight up fuck shit.
When I get going like that,
Mhm.
yeah, I
Yeah.
will.
Okay.
I'll clock in and clock out. And DoorDash is pretty, I think the reason I like it, I just started doing it recently because I have a hard time with my history. I can clock in.
I have a hard time with my history. What history is that? What history? It's like he already knows what she's talking about. This isn't your first time talking. What the are you talking about? She's basically saying, I work for DoorDash because I can't ever go to work on time because I was always getting fired from my jobs just because, like, I just wouldn't show up, or I could, her fucking Excuseville. Molly McMichaels is Excuseville. Woes me. This is a woes me motherfucker.
And clock out as I want. I don't have to schedule. I don't have to keep to things. I can, something comes up, I'm not going to lose my job because I don't make my shift.
Yeah.
And so when I get going and things are going good for the night, I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Does Molly McMichael look like the type of person that can pull 18 motherfucking hour shifts? Are you high? I bartended for a living back in the day. Ran a bar. Let me tell you something, Molly. You're full of shit. Okay? 18 hours Molly's running around gophering for, DoorDash. She can't even walk.
Now, I'm just kind of familiar with how it works, but and I'm just anything else. So, do you make like on a good night, like on this night, do you make what, a couple $100, something like that?
It depends because of gas. Because you have to pay for your gas.
Of course.
And then you're eating too and munching. And so, honestly, I mean, it was a good night and I made good money that night. I could probably look it up and tell you how much I made that night altogether. But,
yeah, Molly, please look that up for us. We would like to know.
when you're talking about gas in my car, my tires were not so great, and I was having issues with my tires. And I guess my front alignment was out, so my Subaru that normally gets 25, 26 miles to a gallon is actually down to 17. So I do not make as much as I usually do, which is probably why I was pushing it even longer because, yeah, I was trying to make bill money.
I gotcha. Okay.
So.
Trying to make bill money. This wasn't at the end of the month. This was on November 12th and 13th. What is she talking about? Do you hear her? He just asked a question, how much money would you normally make? She couldn't even throw out a figure because guess why, guys? Because she doesn't do it. She's not the DoorDash queen. Okay? Other people are doing the door dashing. She is so full of garbage. And this is Payne. You've just eaten that ass. Eaten that swamp ass, aren't you, Payne? There's a reason that he didn't put his report in until January 10th, guys. If this was a nothing burger.
So how long, you said you just started, how long you been?
I actually hired on with them probably about a year ago, but I actually didn't start dashing. It took me a really long time.
What do you mean it took you a really long time, Molly? You get to start as soon as they accept your papers. Like, you could start driving, like, if you fill out your stuff, like, today, you drive tomorrow.
Probably 6 months ago before I actually signed on and started doing it. Yeah.
Then what the hell was that story? Like, oh, I've been doing it for like a year, but I really didn't, What's the answer? What's the fucking answer? What's your answer, Molly? You're because then you start thinking to yourself, oh God, and then he's gonna check my report. Oh my God, I signed up. Oh God. Molly just walks herself into shit, and then she realizes, fuck.
And actually, when I came on to do this, I had actually just taken about a month and a half off. And
why? Why'd you do? So this was your first day back from a month and a half, and imagine that's a murder, quad hom. You took a month and a half off, and then this day that you go door dashing, there's 4 people that come up murdered at the house that you go to. Huh. Are you kidding me?
I dashed for a little bit.
Okay.
My boyfriend Jimmy, he wanted me to take some time off. I also take care of my special needs brother. I've been taking.
Okay, now here comes the woes me. Listen to this story. She takes care of her special needs brother, which I commend anybody that does that. That's very difficult, and it should be. I mean, you should get praise for that, especially like, helping your mom, dad, or sister, whatever. Molly, you didn't even seem concerned when he was just sitting in your car. You didn't say, "Wait, my brother." So I don't want to hear this bullshit of yours now, because I've seen how you act. You weren't even slightly concerned about your special needs, mentally retarded brother, as you're going to refer to him here as. Woes me.
Taking care of him for about 18 years now. He's mild retardation. And my eldest son, he recently left and it was not on good terms. He kind of left in the middle of the night, and so that's been a battle. And then his dad moved in, and then he passed away in my bathroom.
Where in his report? Thank you, everyone. I want to give a special shout out. We made our goal. Boom. 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 Thank you, Crime Taurus. Thank you, Brandy J. Let's go, contributing to the cause while laid up with COVID. Oh, that sucks. Moonvale. K-Bass. Thank you, Carson. Carson, yes. Slutty puppy, I love ya. Give Kev a little kiss for me. Kate +8. Remember that show? $10. Thanks for the foyas and your hard work. Been waiting for this one. Give special props out there for Bella. She worked her ass off too for this stuff. Cheers. Bill. Because that Carson Hockey Mom said so. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Go find that knife at Starbucks. Brandy J again. Back to backer. Nothing like a hump Wednesday. 10 to go, Moonvale. Brandy's over here. Triple banger. Cat lover. My son loves cats. Lana, you are the star. This is gold. This is gold. This is all lies. Keep it going. And then true crime. There he is. What's up, buddy? What you been doing? Late night for you? Just hanging out? Moon, 5 to go. We can do it. Oh, come on, y'all. Come on. Oh, look at that back to back. Brandy. Shit, girl. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies. Miss Rebecca. Thanks for all your hard work. Thanks for breaking it down. We're going to keep breaking it down. Here we go. Moonvale, Gold Matt, boom. Oh, there he is. Go check him out. Drop his channel in chat, love. Great job. All right, we're on a roll. Here we go. You guys rock. Thank you very much. Okay. You guys are awesome. She just told him that her son's father died in her bathroom. Did y'all hear that? What? How? Payne doesn't seem to give a shit. Wait, what? When was this? How? Like,
and my daughter actually, she was 15 at the time. She got really close with one of his friends, and they were taking me to court and deeming me unfit and saying a lot of stuff about me. And I haven't seen her about 2 years now. So it's been a lot on me.
Absolutely.
And I've been also
wow.
been taking care of my husband's best friend, who was causing a lot of problems for me, and I was losing my home. And he actually just, I stayed at my boyfriend's house, and he actually sold stuff in my house, and now I have somebody squatting in my house that I'm not.
She then now just admits that she's been staying with her boyfriend while her boyfriend's best friend is now like squatting in her home basically because he kind of took it over and he's selling stuff out of there. Molly, tell us you are the local CI without telling us you're the local CI.
Not even happy with their and they've destroyed my house, and I have to go get them out and fix it. And so
it has. Do you understand that she's saying that they destroyed my house and it's still going on? I have to get them out. Like, this is currently on November 13th, 2022. She's saying that this is a current situation for her. You know, her and Janelle be kicking it, right? Janelle been waiting for her at what do you call it? Janelle was waiting for her over there at the Jack in the Box that night. She is so full of shit.
it's a lot of stuff, and he wanted me to just. Yeah. It's like, you've been through enough. You've had too much going on. You need to just.
Absolutely.
He's like,
So you've been going through a lot. You just needed what? Chill. Wouldn't you tell her to get out of the house? So for a whole month and a half, she took off because of this that was going on. Then all of a sudden, she just pops back at it, and the day she decides to go back door dashing, there's a quadruple homicide. You know, one of her orders where she spends an additional 15 minutes at, literally right at the time of the murders. No way. Say it ain't so. Oh, wow. Nothing to see here. Oh, and then she gets rid of her phone and she gets 4 new tires. Are you fucking kidding me? And nobody cares?
Like, I work good, I can make the bills, just stay home and rest.
Yeah.
So I actually just had been working for the last, I think, week or two, not much, coming back on from that.
I think that's a wise choice. I mean, it's just from talking to you, you've been through more than most people should ever have to, for sure. It sounds like you go kind of above and beyond to take care of other people too, which is.
I try to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when you pulled her over You didn't give her a break. You stuck it to her, didn't you? What'd you do?
I don't want people to have to go through stuff that I've gone through.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Make things easier for them.
Yeah. So, kind of going back to when you delivered, can you kind of, I was kind of watching you, but can you kind of just show me your path as best you remember?
I pulled up right here, right by the dumpster there. That's where I initially.
Okay. We would need to see this. Aunt Claire would have said she needs to see the map that y'all gave Molly. But she says right here that she initially pulls up right by the dumpster. You guys, this is one of two dumpsters. The one that's right there on the corner at the end of the street. And there's the one that's kind of across the street from the house, a little bit up where all the kids were standing by. Okay, that had all that friggin' trash. Molly talks about the trash, so we can eliminate when she's going to continue to talk that she pulls up, and she says she pulls up by that dumpster, right where the kids were all standing. Not the one that's at the bottom of the street, okay? So one where all the kids were standing. That's on the left side of the road. That is not on the right side of the road. That is not right up by the house. Okay, that's on the left side. Guess who else parked over there? The undercovers. The undercovers parked up over right where that dumpster is.
Parked.
Gotcha.
And sitting there looking around and trying to find things. I remember I got out and I walked part way up and looked up here up this pathway, the road there, and my map.
So what she's saying is that she then got out of the vehicle as it's in front of the dumpster. She gets out and she walks halfway up the street that's right next to the house. The street that leads back to the back area. Okay?
Telling me to go up there.
Yep.
I have a tendency to end up walking half a mile from my car because my map tells me to. So I actually didn't want to do that. I was tired, so I ended up turning around, coming back, getting in my car, and driving up there. And realized that the road didn't go any further, thinking maybe it went around or something to get there. But my map just kept telling me to go in like right into the middle center courtyard.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just weird. And then walking back down. With my flashlight, which is when I saw the car, and still seeing again, there was no path.
Okay. Right there. She's saying that halfway she walks up, so it's basically like in between the two Queen Road apartments. That's kind of like the halfway point where you'd be like, okay, I'm going to turn around, walk back down, get in my vehicle that's parked in front of the dumpster. Okay. And then I'm going to now just kind of like cut it tight to go up the hill, to go back. And then she's like, okay, but it was a dead end. Okay. So then I kind of just like parked back there. All right. But this is where she's saying we got to pay attention to when she says that she saw this car. She sees the car when she's traveling on that side road and she's walking. Okay. So it's either one of two things that are about to happen here. It's either when she walks up halfway and comes back before she gets in her car to drive back there, or it's after she drives back there, then she gets out of her car again and walks down. Okay, so listen up.
I was just double checking to make sure that I wasn't getting something wrong.
So I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yes,
When you're back here looking around, can you kind of describe to me just what it looks like at that back patio?
It's so
area?
dark, and in between the trees, you could just see like lights and like things were open. I want to say that it was like warm and inviting. It looked nice. It looked,
Yeah.
you could go back there, but I did not see a pathway that
Right.
made it so it was okay for me to walk in the back of somebody's yard.
Yeah,
So
makes sense.
I didn't.
Okay. Perfect. So then you start walking back down, right?
Walking back down, and then I realized that I didn't miss something. I did not see a path. I was checking again, and so I drove back down again because I walked back up to get my car, and I drove back down, and I ended up pulling up into the drive, thinking maybe I could go around that way.
Yep.
And I actually parked my car right kitty corner here because I saw the light. Finally, I could tell that the light was hiding the numbers on the house.
Right.
And that's when I realized that that was the correct house in my map.
Okay, so when does she say that she walks all the way down to that dumpster almost basically? Remember that? How she walks all the way down to like where the dumpster is and then turns around and comes back up so that she could be seen on that 1112 camera? She hasn't said that yet, not once. Okay? And then she says when she comes down and drives to pull into the, you know, where the parking lot is for the house, that she comes in like catty corner. What do you think that that means if you're pulling in catty corner?
Wasn't off. And that would be when I jumped out and I put the bag right there by the door and took the picture. And then I left because it was a no contact delivery.
Oh,
Right here, she finally says, because it was a no contact delivery. So I just put the bag there, took a picture, and I left.
Yes, which means that I just take a picture, I send it, and I go. I don't wait for anybody, I don't look for anybody.
So,
Which I think is crazy.
yeah.
Why do you think that's crazy? I think it's safe.
So when you're back up here, right, and I'm just kind of walking, make sure I fully understand.
Yes.
So you're walking back to your car here, and this is when you see the car that you mentioned?
When I saw the car after I had already parked up here and I was
Okay.
walking down.
Walking down,
Yeah.
okay.
And he
Okay, based on her saying that, based on her saying, now we know that when she drove up back up and parked is when she walked back down. That's when she saw the car. And the car is going to be basically coming up from behind her because the car is coming back from that back area. And now this, we can start eliminating, okay? We can start eliminating things based on, is it now going to be the 356, you know, what they say is Brian coming through and then leaving at 358? Or is it the car that leaves at 353? There was a car that never came in on the 112 cam, but you can see that a car had left at 353, okay? And so it's going to be either the 353 car or the 358 car. Now, we're able to break this down a lot further, but we're going to continue because she'll get into it here.
was driving down, we were right around here when he went.
Okay. So you come around, so then you go drop everything off. Did you see the car again after that? Did you?
They did not.
Did not? Okay.
It left.
Okay.
It just, the only reason, like I said, I remembered it was because it was odd that he didn't look at me or wonder what the heck I was doing.
Yeah.
And he was very just, you know.
Looking straight ahead.
Yeah, and there was nothing. And so that seemed odd to me.
Okay.
Especially to be a girl in the dark. There's not a lot of light on that road.
No,
at
it's
all.
dark. Yeah.
And to be walking around with a flashlight and looking around and poking.
Okay, so I have something to say. It's going to mind fuck all of you guys. Ready? Molly gets there at 3:46, okay? Molly would have seen the 353 car leave and the 358 car leave, right? Molly doesn't say that she saw two cars, though. Molly says that she saw one car, right? Well, that means that Molly would have been somewhere that she couldn't have seen one of the two cars because she was busy doing something else. Does that make sense? So Molly should be saying that actually two cars passed me. Get what I'm saying? Not just one, because you have the car that came in at 356, drove around and left at 358. But prior to that, at 353, there was a car coming that was parked in the back of Queen. And all we never see it came in because it didn't. Somebody just like left their apartment, got in a car and left. So technically, if you want to be super technical, the 353 car leaving, she should know about. Okay. And she should know about the 356 car that drives this way. Okay. To then makes the loop. And then when it's leaving at 358, she should be talking about that. Here, she just mentions one time seeing a car come down from the back and it's approaching her while she's walking down and she's actually facing not the car, but then she kind of turns like this and she's going to talk about that. And it leads me to believe that, yeah, what are you doing? Where are you? Are you in the house? You should have seen all of that if you're walking all over. You don't miss any of this. It's like not possible. It's like impossible.
Been around somebody's yard,
Yeah.
you would think most people stop and they're like, "Are you okay? Is
Right.
everything all right?"
Especially early morning.
Exactly. It just seemed odd to me.
So when you, and I've been up there quite a bit, but the road's fairly narrow.
Yes.
Were you pretty close to this car? Or were
Yes,
you,
I mean, it drove right by me.
how close do you think it was?
Not very far. I mean, I'm walking on the road. I didn't walk in the grass or anything.
Yeah.
And so there's not a lot of space, as you said. And
Yeah.
then there's
There is no grass.
cars parked
Right.
around there too. So, I mean, he was right there.
Okay. Did you notice anything about the car? Any sound or anything out of the ordinary?
No, and I've been racking my brain too. 'Cause
No,
it seems so odd for him to be there. He didn't seem out of place. He actually seemed very in place. Just his demeanor and everything, and just did not look at all, not even to turn his head.
When you say you look like he in place, what do you mean by that?
He didn't look disheveled or like at 4 o'clock in the morning trying to get ready for work and you're half asleep
Why would he be looking disheveled? What?
or something like that, or running or late, or it just, he seemed
Okay.
like very put together and just, yeah.
Could you describe that person for me?
I would say blonde hair, he was male. I would say it's hard because he's sitting down,
Mhm, yeah.
so but blonde, I would say maybe a light, because of maybe a beard, kind of like a short.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys heard that correctly. Maybe a beard.
I keep trying to rack my brain if there was glasses or not, and I can't remember if he had glasses on or not.
Was he white?
White,
Hispanic?
yes.
White?
Yes, sorry, he was white.
Okay.
And blonde, very light blonde. Not the dark blonde where it could almost be brown, but very light blonde.
Very light blonde. Spiky hair. Like Jacob Tisdall.
Short hair, clean cut.
Did you notice anything about clothes or anything like that?
Light clothes, but not anything that would stand out. I would almost say he had the light on in the car, now that I think about it, because to see him that well on that street, he would have to have the light on in the car, the dome light,
Yeah.
because I saw him very clearly, which seems odd for him to have the dome light on. Because I didn't flash the flashlight on him or anything, it just, I turned around and I looked, because the car didn't want to get hit by a car.
Yeah.
And I assumed he would look at me and wonder what I was doing, like most people do.
Yeah. So when you're out and about, and I know you told me you've been up there twice before that night, is it common to see cars driving through there? I mean, did you see traffic when you were up there earlier? Do you see people about can you just describe some of the general vibe of the place?
Anybody really. Both deliveries, I had to drive up and I came up and around and in the middle. They were both in the middle. The first delivery actually.
She says it right there. The first two deliveries I had to come up and around and they were in the middle. What she means by in the middle, Queen Apartments, there's one stack here, and you can walk in the middle, Okay. And so she's saying that she had to come up and around because it was in the middle. Okay. Now, if I'm Payne, I'm trying to get clarification. When you mean up and around, like you drove all the, like you're making, because they know if they have Linda Lane cameras. Okay. They know that they have the Linda Lane cameras, which are really, really important because you can at least see at that time frame if there's a car that's coming around. And now what we have here is we can say that at 12:34 and 10 seconds, a dark car goes around the apartment complex, but in a counterclockwise westbound way. And then at 12:38, dark car goes around apartment clockwise, eastbound, north, like the right way. Then at 1:03 to 1:05 a.m., the dark colored car goes around apartment counterclockwise, westbound, north side of apartments, drops off 3 people, stops left of cam at walkway entrance between apartments, car not visible while stopped. At 103 and 56 seconds, sound of car door closes. 103 and 57, 58, 59, three beeps. 104 and 42 seconds of door closes. 104 to 46 and 47, shadow closes headlights. Now those, like, is Molly talking about when she was actually in the car with her undercovers? Not sure. 104, sound of door closes. 105, door closes. 105 and 3 seconds, door closes. 105 and 3 seconds, shadow crosses headlights. 105 and 5 seconds, shadow crosses headlights. All this crap. But, and then we have the 248 to the 251. So we have, she could only be, like, we have the three times. And when she's saying that she's doing it, it was like boom, boom. It makes sense that she's the 103 to 105. Then she's the 248 to 251. And then she's the 345. Because you can get back to Pullman and back 45 minutes, no problem to go there and back and pick up that order and come back.
I drove up in the middle, and it was and that was the huge order, because he was texting me the entire way. ETA, 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 ETA. I'm trying to drive, dude. I'll give you my ETA when I get.
So wouldn't you ask what time?
Yeah, I'm trying to get there. I'm coming all the way from Pullman, and people they're very impatient sometimes.
Oh, of course, yes.
I can't remember anybody really walking around. He actually ended up coming out and walking to me, because the order was huge. The other order.
So she says that he ends up getting out, coming over and walking toward me and talking. Okay. So that would be really similar with the 103 to 105.
Once again, I actually parked down here this time, and I parked down closer to the corner because I wasn't sure where the apartment number was, and I ended up walking all the way around trying to find the apartment. And ended up having to go upstairs, downstairs, all over the place, honestly, to find it. And it was
Okay. Here she tells us on the second time around, that she parks basically where the dumpster is. She's basically saying that she's parking on the cameras at 1112. And she parks down there, and then she walks all the way down.
in the center towards the end here, but it was upstairs. And I saw two people, it was a couple, they walked up that way, and they were coming into an apartment when I was dropping off the order. They were college kids, they were just coming home, nothing, they were loud, they were having a good time, and just had come home from the evening. Yeah.
So, I mean, wouldn't you be knocking on people's doors and asking who ordered DoorDash on 1113? Or wouldn't you just get Molly's, subpoena Molly's DoorDash records? Then you're going to know exactly where she went, where that account delivered. See where Molly's account delivered that night. Oh, wait, we can't go do that because that's going to fuck it up. Why? Huh.
Lots of partying here and noise and everything all around. It was really hard to tell, but as far as around here, it's so dark.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is dark.
It's so dark. And I don't like those apartments. It's the first time I've ever delivered to those apartments this night, but my ex-boyfriend had told me that those were not good apartments in the past when we were younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said that they actually considered those the white Harlem of Moscow. You know, they call the white apartments down by Little Whitmore white Harlem, but these are the real white Harlem apartments.
Gotcha.
And so when I pulled up to it, I was like, really, this is where I am? Because I've lived here my whole life, but still, I'll end up in a few places in Moscow where I'm like, what the heck, where am I?
Yeah.
So
do you think
The white Harlem. And their neighborhood canvassing in that area absolutely sucked, even though it's the white Harlem to people in that neighborhood, to people that live over there. The Queen Road apartments are known as the white Harlem.
I think perhaps you're, I just asked this just to clarify, but you think maybe that the fact that this gentleman in the car was, seem out of place? Could it have been the environment that was like kind of a weird, darker environment, or what struck you about?
Just the fact that he didn't pay attention to me at all.
Yeah.
And that seemed just odd.
So it wasn't the fact that it was, because you're probably used to being, well, I guess, are you used to being out in the dark by yourself?
I am a lot. That's actually why I have, I told my boyfriend when we first started getting together, I was like, I want to make it so you can follow my GPS on my phone. Mm-hmm. And he felt really uncomfortable, and it took me weeks to get him talked into it. Yeah. I was like, look, with my history, with everything, I know DoorDash knows where I am, I know they track me, but I think it would be smart if you could track me on your phone.
Okay, so I believe she's trying to get in front of something here. I usually don't give you guys my opinions. I may let, hey, listen, I have to speak on this. Okay. She's getting in front of, in my opinion, that if her boyfriend's phone, okay, is going to be pinging that area, and it should not be. It's like she is saying, well, no, it's because you're following me on this app. Like you're like my locations is showing is showing up on your phone because I'm sharing locations with you. You get what I'm saying? This is what idiots sound like to try to get in front of something like this. So it's this is her attempt at that, because she knows that her boyfriend's phone is pinging in that area, because either he was with her or y'all swapped phones, or I mean, I don't care, and I don't need to sit here and look at this. I know that they were interested in 2 phones. Okay. And then Molly, after the killings, gets a new phone. I didn't see Payne ask, hey, we're taking people's cell phones. Can I get your phone so I can download it so that I can just get evidence off of that? Funny he did that with all those 19-year-olds. If somebody is sitting there telling me this as a detective, I'm not thinking that they're saying this for any other reason than what I just told you guys.
Just because, and a lot of times he's on the phone with me, and he's talking to me, especially if I'm somewhere where I feel extremely uncomfortable, I'll call him. And I'll have him on the phone and have him on speakerphone. The customers don't even have a clue about it, but I'll have him on there. And he's got me earpieces and stuff, so I can keep him that way, just to make me feel a little bit safer, because I tend to not feel so safe.
So she just said that she has an earpiece in. I'll put him on my earpiece. The customers don't even know that I'm... What are you talking about? The customers don't care if you're talking to somebody on a fucking phone call. You don't even make any sense. Unless you're trying to talk about that you actually like Uber people. And yeah, I don't want the person that I'm like, that's driving me to be on like the phone, like doing God knows what, a distracted driver. She makes literally no sense, because in her head, it's making sense because she's getting in front of her own fuckerage. She's an idiot. She's an absolute fucking moron.
Did you call him that night at all? Was there any time you called him?
We actually were fighting that night.
Okay.
He wanted me to bring home groceries and pop and stuff, and yeah, he has recently just been having a hard time, and so he wanted to know why I hadn't gotten pop yet, and I hadn't gotten around to it yet. I had been so busy, and the orders, there were so many of them, and just, yeah.
Are you absolutely kidding me? We were fighting that night, so what are you talking about? And he called about wanting to know where the pop was and where are my fucking groceries, bitch. Nigga, I'm working. That's what I would have said. Where's your right hand? Like, it's oh no, she's an idiot. She's deaf an idiot. She's absolutely a fucking, but this shit right here. Wait, we didn't talk tonight. But listen, she's gonna say that they did talk. Listen to this.
So he was not on the phone with me at that one, but he was on the phone with me when I delivered the first one.
Okay.
So yeah.
Wait, what do you mean the first one? You went over there twice. So you're saying the first time you ever went to the area, he was on the phone with me on that one. But he wasn't on the phone with me for that one because we were in a fight. So you weren't in a fight with him an hour before that? So then you got into a fight. Do you guys hear this? Girl, I thought you would be in a fight like that. You didn't talk to him all night. No, I just didn't talk to him on that trip because we got into a fight. So you got into a fight right after. What'd you get into a fight about? I'm just curious. People short, people light on their cash that they owed you for that little, dope swinging. Absolutely stupid.
Kind of the next thing I was just curious about is, so when you're looking at the building that you eventually deliver the food to, so you have the main story where the door is,
Yes.
where the light is, okay? Where from that front door did you see the girl that kept looking at
She
you?
was up at the top, the very top left-hand window.
Okay.
And she just kept jumping up and down and up and down.
So the very, very,
Very top.
not the middle one, but the very one that's
The
kind of-
very top.
Okay, top left. Okay, gotcha. And you said when she
I would still need to take her out there. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. We need to go out there. I need you to physically point to what window it was. Because when you get back out there, I think she would realize, she's like, no, it's actually this one right here. I didn't even see those top ones. You get what I'm saying? Like, she would have to go back out there. I would not. This means absolutely nothing to me.
was jumping up and down, can you kind of
See, jumping up and down. Has she used the word duck yet? Let's see, duck, duck, goose.
describe that to me a little bit?
She had, by jumping up and down, I mean, like, every time she noticed that I saw her, she'd disappear from the window.
Okay.
She'd jump down.
I see.
And then as soon as, like, I would turn back around or I'd come back by the window again, she'd be up there looking at me again. And I thought I was losing my mind because I thought maybe she was in a hammock or something, swinging up there. I don't know.
Maybe she was in a hammock up there swinging or something. What? She's just in a sex swing? What is she talking about, man? That's not even, it's like her and Dylan. Her and Dylan in these stories. I thought he had a vacuum with him. She thought someone was in a hammock. They must have been on the same shrooms. Okay?
If it was in a bed or, you're on campus. You just don't know.
You never
But
do know. Yeah.
it seemed odd to me because she wasn't coming down for the order. That's what made me think that I had the wrong house as
I
well.
see. Yeah.
Because most of the time they come, if they see
Yeah.
you, they come down there
Want
to
the
help
food.
you out. Yeah, they want
Right.
their food. And it had already been, I don't know how long since, it was a very busy night. I was running nonstop the entire
Girl, we know it's a lie. You ain't running anywhere. Don't you lie now, Molly.
shift. Every time I had to clock out was to just get a breather and get some gas.
Yeah.
And then clock back.
Every time she had, how many times did she fill up for gas that day? That's an 18-hour day. How many miles? Come on. You guys didn't pull any of this stuff. Ann Taylor just sat there and ate this up. If Ann Taylor just went off of this report, shame on her. This report is crazy. It's nothing. This is, I don't know what planet Payne was on when he wrote this report. Okay? You have to listen to every single interview. You can't go off of these. Never. Never.
Back on because it was wanting me back on and back running around. I remember Jack in the Box even put a table out for us because they had so many orders they couldn't even keep up with what we were doing. Yeah.
How late do they stay open?
Jack in the Box,
Yeah.
they are supposed to be 24 hours, but they actually close down about 4 or 5 sometimes to reboot their
gotcha.
system. But they're the only place around here that's open all night.
I was gonna say, I don't remember, because I rarely go to Pullman, but it's like,
That's it.
I know all the places here in Moscow changed their hours a couple years back, and
Everything else closes at midnight. They
Yeah.
say 1 or 2 on their websites and stuff, but they actually don't stay.
they get you.
And Taco Bell and Pullman will stay open past midnight,
Mm-hmm.
but their dining room is not, only their drive-thru.
Right, just to drive through.
And so they shut down their DoorDash too, but they don't shut down the orders
Okay.
online. So we get orders a lot and get stuck in the drive-thru to get the orders canceled. It really
Lovely.
sucks.
Yeah, that's
Molly, because you're not smart about it.
So we spend a lot of time fighting with them.
worse.
Who would ever do door dashing if it was those conditions? No one, Molly. No one. You're just an absolute idiot. You're an absolute idiot. Everybody knows if you have like a mobile order that you could just go up and grab them, even if it's a drive-through type situation. Molly, stop lying. Or if you don't know this, then this is why you make $2 an hour. This is why you have 2-star reviews.
I don't like the Taco Bell and Pullman. They make me mad.
Yeah.
I sat there for an hour and 15 minutes before with an order and then telling me that they had the order and they were working on it, checked every 15 minutes, and then an hour and 15 minutes later, like, oh, we never got it.
No, Molly, you just passed out probably.
I'm like, I sat here for an hour and 15 minutes to get paid
No, Molly, nobody would ever do that.
$2.
Yeah, especially when it's, your thing is turning and burning, that's what makes
and
your
so
money.
when something like that happens, you only get half the order.
Mm-hmm.
So I got $2 to stand there for an hour and 2 minutes.
Yeah, Payne, you're just chuckling. You really believe this? Like you're buying this.
15 minutes. I was not happy.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be happy
They
either.
tried to make me leave before because of him. I was like, really? He's like, your mascot.
Yo quiero Taco Bell. Look at her talking about it. She's like, Taco Bell tried to make me leave before because of him, pointing to her dog that's on her lap right now. And she's like, you guys, it's like your mascot. Why would Taco Bell ever make her leave because of him? What? Listen, she is supposed to be here for a quadruple homicide, and listen to what she's doing. She is talking about everything else, nothing that's important, because she doesn't know she doesn't know the answers to the questions. She has to divert.
Yeah, sure. It's about the chillest dog I may have ever met.
I'm like, you can't actually make him leave, but
Yeah.
okay.
That's true.
Yeah. And he's not a service dog. Well, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
And then they feel like an ass, but they're always slow. Their orders are slow, and people who order from, they don't tend to tip very well, to be honest.
Really?
The college kids from Taco Bell. It's usually like $1, even though you went through hell to get it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So the girl, I'm just going to kind of revisit this. The girl in the window, can you kind of describe her? You said she had
long brown hair.
brown hair. Okay.
I want to say, after looking at the pictures, I'm sorry, I don't watch the news, so I didn't know. I started looking. I think it was one of the brunette, the sisters.
Okay.
If I had to guess, but I was so far away, I couldn't. The college kids, they're all so many of them, and I see so many faces. I've been trying to rack my brain too about the name that was on the order, and I can't remember the name.
Okay.
On the bag, and it's been driving me nuts. I'm sure that there's a record of it through DoorDash. I wish they let us keep some of that stuff, but
Totally contradicting what she just said about 30 minutes ago, guys. First of all, she said there was just a number on the bag. Now she just can't recall the name that was on the bag. And then when she's talking about that she, doesn't really watch the news. Well, do you have social media, Molly? Because you do. And you guys are in that Facebook drug group. We know all about it, Molly. So shut the fuck up. But when she's talking about it's one of like the sisters, okay? Don't you think Payne should have said, one of the sisters, what do you mean? What pictures are you referring to? That way I can kind of see if I was to pull up social media here. You're not interested in all in finding out who she thinks she saw in that window. And then she's talking about how she has all these contactless orders, right? And she says that she sees all these people. Girl, you are a fucking liar. You don't see anybody when you are a DoorDash driver because you drop it off and you leave. And there is no contact. And how many people were you seeing in the window that night? You just see people just in hammocks swinging like this, girl? Like, this is absurd. You don't need a story for it. No, I don't remember what. I remember I was seeing like a girl. I was wondering, I was getting pissed because I'm thinking, why aren't you coming down to get your order? Or why aren't I texting? Why aren't you texting me to say where I'm at? Or why aren't I texting you to say, hey, I'm having a hard time locating your apartment? Like, why isn't that happening? Okay. Because guess what? There was no problem locating anything. Otherwise, there would be text messages. There was no problem. Or they could have gotten into it. Like, why the hell are you 2 hours late? We only know what time Xana received the DoorDash order. What time was the DoorDash order placed? I can only imagine if Molly McDaniels here is your DoorDash driver. If I order food, what time I will get it?
I don't get to keep the pictures that we take,
Okay.
or the orders, or any record of any of
It
it.
just goes to them. Okay.
It all goes through the app. Occasionally it'll screw up and I'll get a phone call or a text message that'll go through my phone instead of through
Gotcha.
DoorDash app, but I looked and it didn't.
Okay. Did you didn't get any messages from whoever ordered this that night?
No.
Okay, gotcha. Probably would help you find the place.
Yeah.
There you go, right there. You didn't get any messages from whoever ordered this? No. And but the more important question is, and you being a lost little puppy for 15 minutes didn't think that I'm going to text them to say, hey, where are you? Hey, I'm having a hard time. She is so full of shit. Because you would. Because that's your job. Okay? The only reason that you wouldn't is if there was no issue. Nobody walks around for 15 fucking minutes. Nobody walks around for 4. Come on. And you guys, don't go getting carried away with the fact that she says brunette. Okay? Fuck her and her descriptions of people.
And again, the girl, I thought that's what she was doing, and I thought that's why she kept jumping down out of the window once I saw her, because, you know,
Yeah.
you're running around with a Jack-in-the-Box bag. I mean, it wasn't a big bag either, it was a small order. So,
Was it just like, was it one bag, two bags?
just one bag,
One bag.
one small bag. I would say maybe a value meal at that.
Okay.
They don't
How does she remember that? Think about it. You're talking about this on 11/23. This was from 11/12, and you worked 18 hours. How do you know that it was a small bag? How do you know there was nothing in it? Hardly anything in it. Maybe it was just a value meal, she says. She's absolute crazy.
let us open them.
Yeah, makes sense, yeah.
They usually have the order written out on the screen if you look at it to see if they need straws or stuff like that. But honestly, I can't remember anything in particular about the order.
Gotcha.
I was running back and forth so many times. I actually had a friend that was sitting at Jack in the Box parking lot.
You hear that? Then she realizes, oh, I have to back it all up because I don't remember. I don't know anything. She just said that it was one bag and there was hardly anything in it. And then she just says that those comments. This is just complete utter crap.
Waiting for me for the last 3 times of running back and forth from these orders because he was waiting for me to kick back with him and eat a hamburger like we do, and I never got to.
Never made that.
Yeah, he actually left when I was at that order.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Alex, do you have anything else you'd like to?
Yeah,
Alex is like, yeah, buddy, move over. Move over. I'm Alex with the FBI. I'm here to slay. The FBI woman is just sitting in the back here. Okay. And she's like, yeah, I do. Yeah, I kind of got some questions.
Molly, that was fantastic.
Molly, that was fantastic. Who says that type of stuff? Molly, that was just fantastic.
First of all,
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, your memory of just that bit was fantastic. We have a couple techniques that might help you to remember a little bit more, just to kind of maybe ask questions
Well, if it was so fantastic, why do we have to do this technique?
in a little bit of a different way that might help jog some of that if you're up for that.
of course.
That might help. It might do more if you're willing to do that. Before we even go there, I just had a couple other questions that maybe before we dig a little bit, in a different manner. I think you had said that when you saw the man in the car, he didn't look out of place. Was that right? Am I remembering that right?
He looked out of place because he didn't look at me.
Okay.
That's what was out of place. The
Okay.
fact that he did not make any kind of gesture towards the fact that I was there. That's why I remember him.
Okay.
There was nothing that made him look disheveled or out of running in a hurry or like he was late or...
Okay. It sounds like when you're driving around on campus, there's lots of college and lots of that stuff around. Did he look to fit in kind of
He
with
seemed
the
a
people
little
that
bit
you
older
were
to me,
Okay.
but in those apartments, I didn't know that those were campus apartments either, or those are what kind of housing they are. So I wasn't sure as far as, but he did look older than the average college kid. Yes.
Okay. So when you say older, what does that mean to you?
It's just so hard. I would probably say late 20s, 30s, somewhere around there, you know.
Okay.
Probably I would think out of college.
Okay. You said you remember that the car was tan?
Yes,
if I remember.
in a sedan.
Okay, in a sedan. So what does that mean to you, a sedan?
A four-door.
Four doors,
Four-door.
okay.
My family car with
Okay.
the dome light on.
Okay.
Payne will go on to write this in his report. Subsequent investigation of video footage and cellular data showed that the tan sedan that Molly saw was likely a light-colored SUV which left the area. Moreover, it does not appear that Molly saw the white Elantra at any point during her time near the residence. What he is saying is that Molly didn't see the 356 loop and the come in and leave out at 358, that can't be the vehicle that she saw. What? She didn't say that she saw a fucking SUV. She said she saw the sedan, the four-door sedan, the 356 to 358. Why are you saying that, Payne? Well, I have a pretty good reason. Because she blows up your spot. Because it does not in any way, shape, or form describe Brian. But I can't wait to see this subsequent investigation of video footage and cellular data. What's cellular data? Can't wait for that.
Do you recall what the interior of the car looked like?
It was light.
Light color?
Light interior.
Okay. Anything else that you
Undercover car, light interior.
saw in the car? Was there...
No, I didn't really look. I just saw him and the fact that he didn't look at me, and I was like, okay. And I kept looking for the apartment and the number because I was trying to get the food.
Okay.
It keeps getting cold.
Yeah.
So you're like, I don't want to get a bad star and a bad mark for delivering cold food.
Okay.
So I was trying to make sure it was warm.
That's how you get the stars, right?
Yeah. Actually, I get stars for bringing extra sauces.
Interesting.
I
You
have a
gotta
lot of
have
stars
extra
for that.
sauce. You gotta have it. Yep.
I have bags and bags of extra sauce from every restaurant, and
Do
that's
it.
how I get the stars.
Jack in the Box order and you throw in some Arby's sauce while you're at it. So.
I've done that a couple times when Taco Bell's been out of their hot sauce because they have like
Yeah.
8 different hot sauces. So I have huge bags and Ziploc bags and tapes and stickers and all
Yeah.
sorts of stuff to like try and get it to hook. And yeah, there's so much stuff in there.
I'm sure you do, Molly. I'm sure you fucking do. Again, that's why you have 2 stars.
The backseat of my car, it looks so disheveled. It's awful.
It's worth it for the stars.
Yeah.
Do you remember, so obviously the interaction with that tan sedan stood out to you for a reason, but do you remember seeing any other vehicles? Anything
There was
else
nobody
driving?
else.
Or
It was so, everything was calming down at that point. There was still a lot of activity up here at these apartments in this house, it seemed like, and down here at the back, you could hear noise, but around here it seemed like everything was calm and quiet and dark and shut down
Okay.
for the most part.
You mentioned too, and
She is so full of shit right there. You guys, we know the truth. Every single light was on in that house. We have the proof of that now. Molly's saying that nothing was going on. We hear a dog barking. Okay? Why doesn't anybody ask her about the dog? Did she hear a dog barking? You know, this is just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
please forgive me if you showed Brett this on the map, but you talked about 2 people who you saw walking into an apartment.
Yes, that was.
Can you just show Brett, since I'm back here, kind of where they were walking from, where they were walking to?
They just walked up and into the center here where you could get into the center of buildings. I was actually on the second level in here, and they had come up the stairs and walked by and went behind me. So I'm not sure what apartment they went to.
Okay. And some of the reason we're asking all these questions, obviously, is just like you were there around at the same time. What did you see? What did you hear? And we're trying to track down as many witnesses as we can, so that we can ask them the same questions and try and figure out where we're at. So what I'd like to do, if you're amenable, I may swap places with Brett there for a minute, so I'm not yelling from the back of the room.
Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to listen to her talk about her damn day, okay, with her vehicle. So I am going to advance.
On the back.
Her little exercise where Molly talks.
Okay. Good sense of kind of how much we're talking about.
Here we go.
So it'll take some time. Just close your eyes. I had my eyes closed because it certainly helps you to see it. Okay. Before we get started, any questions about that? Okay. So again, I'm not going to ask you any questions. Okay. So if you can close your eyes, take a minute, put yourself back there. Remember being in this area here as you're approaching into the neighborhood. Close your eyes, take your time, and when you're ready, when you can see yourself there, you can go ahead and start.
Remember driving up the road before the turn and seeing on my phone that I was going back to that area again, being like, holy cow, another delivery here. Turning up King Road, taking the left onto King Road, and then taking right onto Queen, and trying to watch my phone, telling me where to go, watching the map that I keep on the satellite so I can see the buildings, because it's easier to find places on the buildings, and the addresses on the satellite mode. And all of a sudden my phone saying you are there, and I pulled over to the right, right there by the garbage, the dumpsters right there next to me as I turned my head.
Okay, I have to stop. Based on what Molly is saying, okay, she messes it all up. Whether you were coming, it does not matter if you were on Taylor or if you're coming down Walenta to turn into then King, you'd be making a right. Okay. She says that she is coming down and that she is making a left. So that would mean that she's on Taylor, making a left into King. Then she says she makes a right onto Queen. You guys, you cannot make a right no matter what. Like once you're on Kingdom, that you have to go left, which makes you go right by the house with the 1112 camera. You're never making a right. You would go into a house. Okay. So as she's sitting there and she is visualizing driving back there, she has absolutely, I don't know what she's doing. Like, come on, close your eyes. If you're on Taylor, okay, yep, I'm going all the way down to the end basically of Taylor before I would go up to Walenta, but I'm going to be making a left on the King, and then I have to make another left on the Queen. Everything is left, or it's a right, then a left. But no questions asked. You have to make a left onto Queen. She has no clue. She was not the driver. She doesn't drive it. She's not the DoorDash driver. She may have been on the passenger seat, sitting there with her puppy. And this personally, I don't think this has anything to do with drugs. She's wrong because she didn't drive it. When you're the passenger, you don't remember shit like this. Or how about this? When you didn't make that trip at all and somebody else used your vehicle and you, because you were hanging out over there or some shit like that with your Harlem white friends.
I put my car.
Then when she says that she pulls off to the right-hand side, again, you guys, unless she is thinking that she's coming from like the Linda Lane way, because if you would pull off to the right side, that's going to be like the dumpster's right in front of you. But you cannot pull off to the right-hand side. There is no blue dumpster right there. The dumpster's on the left-hand side. She's all over the place. She's it's like she's coming from if Linda Lane could get you to come down and connected with Queen back there or something, because then she could have made a left into Linda Lane and then like a right to then come on down. That's how she's envisioning this.
park, and I remember sitting back and taking a breath for a few seconds because I was very tired and very exhausted, and started looking around for the numbers and not being able to see them. And my lights on my car seemed so bright. They seemed really, really bright of where I was sitting because it was so dark out. And then looking over to my right and looking at the house and seeing the bluish white house and the light shining so bright, and
The bluish white house. Bluish white house.
looking up and at the windows. And as I'm looking at the windows, I see movement in the top left hand, and there's a girl up there with her hair just hanging down. It's not put up in a ponytail. It's kind of snarly. It's not done up. It's almost like pajamas or just end of the day wear, just kind of hanging out in the window. And her head kind of tilted and kind of looking around, and it seemed odd. And I remember leaning forward in my car and up to the steering wheel to look to see her better. And when she realized,
Okay, right there she messes up. I'm going to rewind it. She says that she then had to lean forward over her steering wheel. If you lean forward over the steering wheel, but your car is actually facing like the dumpster, because at first she says how she turns to the right and she's looking. You guys, the way that the house is and the way that it goes so high up like that, if you were in the street trying to look from the driver's side, look through, there is no way in hell you're able to see all the way up. It's not the angle. It's impossible. You can't see that. You're too close. Okay. You're not able to see that. Sorry. Not if you're in a vehicle and on the driver's side, the top of the car is preventing you from that. Okay. The next thing that she says right here is that she leans forward over her steering wheel, and then she's looking forward over her steering wheel to look up at the person. Did your car just do a miraculously, I don't know, 3-point turn without you moving it to then line you straight with the house to be like this? I mean, is this for real?
as I was looking at her, she jumped down very quickly and kind of disappeared. And I was like, okay, that was strange.
None of that would be strange. You're thinking that someone's looking for you because you're the DoorDash driver. None of that's strange.
Waited a moment, looking around still to find the numbers. Realizing that must not have been it because the girl didn't come down and I didn't see numbers. Trying to remember what number the apartment buildings were. Looking again at my phone to see if there was an apartment complex unit. And seeing again there wasn't. Telling Nike to stay. He was sleeping in his, I keep a dog bed in the passenger seat that hooks into, I'll take a leash and I tie it around the passenger side, because if I have to slam on my brakes too hard on the car, then Nike goes flying. And he's not happy when he goes flying into the floor, so he stays in his little bed and stays warm. I told him to stay. He couldn't come out this time to this delivery because I didn't know where I was going. And I left the food and I left the car running.
She says that she left the food and she left the car running. And she left her little doggy. Okay. You're not coming on this one because I don't know where I'm going and I'm not bringing the food with me. Okay. So she's about to get out of the car that's parked, which she says is off to the right, but yet she's supposed to be right in front of the dumpster because that's what she said earlier. But now she's off and to the right.
I didn't turn it off because I wanted the headlights to stay on. I wanted the extra light to see as I was walking around. And I remember getting out of the car, it was so cold, closing the car door and walking and realizing it looked like
She said she closed the door and she said that she closed the door and she locked the door. With the car running, How many people do that nowadays in 2022? That you would have opened up your door. That's usually a keyless car, like keyless. You're going to get out, and I'm going to lock the door while it's running. She would have said that she pressed her key fob. She would have said all that shit.
Garbage all over the road. As I'm walking up the road, I'm looking at my map on my phone, and then seeing what looked like dirty underwear in the road.
The dirty underwear was not there. It was not up the road. Okay? This is a really important part here. If she says that she gets out of the car and she's going to walk up that side road first. That's where she's trying to say that she saw the dirty underwear. You guys, that's not where the dirty middle of the road underwear is. It's literally right in front of the house. In the middle of the street. So somebody gave her the information of the dirty underwear, and she put the underwear in the middle of the road on the side street. And if her car is facing this way, like pointing to like head down towards like Jack Showalter's, to make like the loop-de-loop around, that's not lighting anything that you need to walk behind you. Okay? She's sitting here literally just making a story. But it's perfect for us because we know this is all trash. And you're going to sit here and tell me that the FBI didn't know this was trash.
I remember shaking my head and thinking, geez, I'm on campus. And I kept walking, turning my flashlight on, and looking, and thinking that's got to be the house. Looking up at the window again, the girl's still not there. She didn't come down. That can't be right. Walking up to the other apartments and seeing that the number isn't correct.
Now all of a sudden she's walking. She puts herself in this type of a way that she's claiming that she can see up in the window even though she's walking away from the house. Because now she's now she's walking towards the dumpster of 1112 where we see her turn around.
So I start kind of walking up, looking at my map. It's telling me to walk up that road. I kind of walk up there, and I'm looking with my flashlight, and I'm seeing that there's a little courtyard in between the bushes, but I'm not seeing a pathway, a walkway, or anything to get through. No movement in the house, no movement outside, nobody talking.
You can't see movement in the house when you're on the side of the house. There are no windows on the side of the house. Okay? Remember, at 4 o'clock in the morning, Kaylee's playing with the dog, dancing, music is playing, according to Dylan. This is the same time. At 3:51 a.m., Dylan's saving a contact in her phone. At 3:53, the car that just leaves from being back behind leaves at 3:53. Right after Dylan saves a contact in her phone at 3:51. So Dylan saving a contact, Molly's back there, and so is the person that's eventually going to get into the car and to be the car that leaves at 3:53.
It was noisy down at the street by the car, but not up there. It's quiet. It's dark. I'm getting really nervous because it's dark and it's quiet. And my map is just still telling me to keep walking up there, and I see that there's a road, but I'm not sure if it's the parking lot or there's an actual road that goes up and around. And so I turn around and I start walking back down to my car because I'm going to get in my car and drive up it because I don't want to end up walking some blocks away from my car again in the dark. And it's cold, and I'm flashing my flashlight, and I'm trying to walk, and I'm trying to look, and I'm not seeing anything. And I get back down my car, and I look back up, and the girl's up in the window again. And she's she's just sitting there looking out the window, and the only thing you can really see in the window is her. And again, she makes eye contact with me, and she disappears again. She jumps down. She's gone. I'm like, okay. So I keep
That's the first time that she uses the word duck, that she ducks down.
walking down to my car. And I'm looking.
Wait, right there she says that she keeps on walking down to her car. So she's saying that she, on the side of the house, when she would have been walking down to get into her car, she sees that person. And then she says, after I see her, I'm still walking down to get into my car. Do you see how you're not walking down anything? You'd have been like right out in front of the house in order to be able to see that person up in that window. And you have to be far enough away to see up into that window. If it's the way top third floor.
Looking for numbers. And the noises are starting to come of the college kids and the radios and the music. I can't make them out. Any noises. Still looking around for numbers. I finally get in my car, grab the door, get in, put my phone up on the stand, which takes forever because it's new. The pop socket doesn't want to fit into the stupid thing. I finally get it all situated up there, and I take my car and I put it in drive. And I remember kind of racing up there because I was trying to hurry, but then slowing down because I was trying to look at the same time to where my phone was telling me to turn and walk. And my car went vroom up the hill very quickly. And then realizing that I was at a dead end and I needed to find a place to park the car. I can tell Nike it was okay because he was starting to make noises.
She then says that her dog was starting to make noises and she was telling her dog that it's okay. Like the dog is scared or something. In the vehicle going up the hill.
He wanted to get out and go with me, but I didn't want to carry him around. It was cold and I knew he was going to be cold.
So let me ask you something, Molly. You didn't want to have to walk all around, okay, and have to walk, blocks back to your car. Then why didn't you take the food with you when you got out originally? Because eventually when you found the house, you're going to have to walk back to your car to then walk back to this house. How about that, Shug Tits? Take that and fucking pipe it, smoke it. You a lie, girl. A whole lie.
The car parked. It was dark. It was really dark. I'm trying to get my flashlight on, and I was carrying the food this time, just in case. Shh, Nike, you're okay. It's okay.
I was carrying the food this time just in case. I mean, just in case what? Just in case you had to do your job and take it to the actual house? You guys, this would never... This is crazy.
I'm walking down the hill. You're okay. I'm walking down the hill, and it's so dark, and looking through in between the bushes and seeing the light and the glow from in between and going out to the courtyard. That would actually be kind of a cool place to live. And things being open. I remember glass doors open, I think.
See her look at Payne? Did you see her look at Payne when she says, I see the glass doors open? Do you understand that this is a bombshell right there? And did you see her look at Payne? The glass door is open. The glass door is open at 3:58 in the morning. It's very important.
It just seemed warm and inviting, but I didn't feel comfortable walking through bushes. And all of a sudden I hear a car coming up from behind me, from my right.
And then this proves right here that the vehicle that she heard and saw was the 358 car, because if she did all of that stuff first, and now she's just getting to the fact that this is now when I see the car, that would mean that it is 150% the 358 car coming down the hill. So listen to this. This cannot be the 353 car.
I hear the car is slow. And I turn to my side to look at it because I know I don't want to get hit. There's not a lot of room. And it's at night. I'm with a flashlight. I'm expecting somebody to like be sitting there gawking at me, wondering what the heck I'm doing, because that's kind of crazy. And turning around, and it's a tan-like colored car driving by me. It's not going fast. It's not going particularly slow. The dash light is on. It's very easy to see inside. But he's very into what he's doing. He doesn't look at me, and he seems very just not paying attention to anything else going on. But the light's on in the car for some reason, and it's very light inside the car. I don't see anything, bags or anything in the seats. I remember seeing the seats, and nothing like a bag or anything hanging around. He had a light colored dress shirt on, short hair, almost pokey. I don't want to say spiky, pokey hair, and a beard that was not a long beard, very short. Like just, not that like he hasn't shaved in a couple days, but it's been a while. But not like he was, I don't know, purposely or not. But older, not a college student. Didn't seem like he should have been right there. And the fact that he didn't even look at me was very strange. And walking down, I got to the end of the house and the bushes, and still I couldn't see a path. I wasn't missing anything. I didn't miss a pathway. Maybe the road goes up and around the other side. I can kind of see up there that it looks like there might be a parkway on the other side of the house. Maybe that's it. And I'm missing. And turning back around and walking up the hill really fast. And trying to be fast because it's dark and I've been taking too long. I've been there way too long, and I'm cold, and Mikey's getting antsy, and he's getting cold, and
Mikey is getting antsy and cold. The dog is in the car. Unless you're going to talk about that you just took the dog out on this trip. She has this bag in her hand. Again, she mentions the beard.
it's so dark and so quiet, and getting in the car, I'm feeling very uncomfortable. I'm feeling better when I got in the car. It was warmer. And I'm putting Nike on my lap because I'm uncomfortable. And getting pulled out without trying to hit anything. And speeding down the hill rather fast because I was very uncomfortable.
She said that she sped down that hill really fast.
I didn't like where I was. I come down the hill, and I decided to pull in. I pulled in very fast, getting frustrated, knowing I have other calls. I remember hearing.
Knowing I have other calls. Do you understand that she doesn't have other calls? 30 minutes before that, she just said that it wasn't until she drove away and that she was at the Winco when she accepted the next call. Was at the Winco at the stoplight over by where the Winco was. They're running with two phones. They're running two apps. That's what I think. 2-Star Molly. She's got a new name, 2-Star Molly.
The gravel clicking. And I did not see the girl in the window this time when I pulled into the drive. She wasn't up there. And I turned to the side, and all of a sudden I can see the numbers. There they are. There's the numbers through the light. Now I can see them now that I'm up.
How could you pull into the driveway? And what do you mean you turn to the side? If you pull into the driveway, that means that you would have pulled in on a slant. Also, the way that the Explorer was hanging half out like that, if you're coming down from down the hill, you have to like, you can't cut that so tight. You'd have to like slam on your brakes kind of, and then like turn left. And to be what she's talking about, catty corner now, think of when you'd be like on a slant. And so when she turns to her left, basically, when she's saying, turn to my side, because then now she's on this slant, when she had pulled up into the driveway, that she would then be looking to her left and seeing then the numbers. She's absolutely fucking kidding herself.
The side, and I throw the car and park very quickly. And I think I had Nike in my hand when I grabbed the food because I didn't want to let go of him. And I got out of the car and I grabbed my phone. I didn't turn it off. I didn't even shut the car door. And ran up to the door and put.
So she says that she jumps out of the car with Mikey, with the bag, with the phone. She has Mikey. She's not going to put him down this time. She has her phone. She throws her car in her Forester and park. She has Mikey on her lap, grabs the bag of food, has her phone, opens the door, doesn't close the door, leaves it open. Because now all of a sudden she's just going to decide that this welcoming, inviting parking lot that was there the whole time, she just decides now that she's going to, okay, I think I'll just go and leave this food at this door here. Are you kidding me?
The food down, making sure that the door wouldn't hit the food if it was to open outwards. And taking the picture, trying to get, and ran up to the door and put the food down, making sure that the door wouldn't hit the food.
She put the food down, making sure that the door wouldn't hit the food. Because she thinks the door opens out towards, not in. Have you guys ever lived somewhere where your front door opens outwards? I've never lived anywhere in my entire existence. And I've never been anywhere that I've gone to a friend's house where their front door opens outwards. Never in my entire life. What that would mean is that she's putting the food, okay? And why she's putting the food off to the side, meaning that it's not in front of the door. Like you cannot see it then. Like it's not going to be in front of the door. It has to be off of one side. But she's thinking in her head to say this to these officers that I am placing this food not in front of the door because in case I'm not going to have them hit the food when the door opens. Yeah. That's what your cold ass, your 2-Star Molly is thinking. There's a reason that she mentions this, though.
If it was to open outwards, and taking the picture, trying to get the program to work, got the picture, confirmed the delivery, got back in my car, and I'm going to pick my phone back up on the thing, still holding on to Nike and throwing the car in reverse and getting out of there very quickly. Because I didn't want to be there anymore. I wanted to hurry up and get going. I had been there so long, I wasn't supposed to be there any longer. And just kind of take it off really fast. That was great. Thank you very much.
You want to take a...
I remember taking off. I left so fast. Kind of reminds me of that car that sped away at 420, flying out of there.
Take a drink, take a break for a second, just. Okay. That was great. That was a ton of detail with some new things in there too that helped you kind of pull out, which was great. Can I ask you a couple questions about some of this stuff? What you said when you pulled in and you parked by the dumpster, you left your lights on so you could see. Can you explain to us a little bit about exactly where the car was and what the headlights
The car was right, let's see, right here. The dumpster's right there, right at the very opening of the drive.
Dumpster right next to the drive?
Yes, I was shining so I could see the numbers on this apartment here, the apartment complex. The numbers are right there on the corner. I think it's like 800 or something ridiculous, but
Okay.
it's a 100 number with 2 zeros. I can't remember the first one, but
I think you had said before, was there a time that you walked this way?
I didn't walk
No,
that way,
okay.
just this way. My car, I drove when I came down in the car. I drove that way.
I see.
And that's where I parked my car, right there. When I saw the numbers, that was right at the right angle where I could see the numbers away from the light.
Okay, so
And that's when I realized that was the house that I was supposed to be at. So I slammed it into park, and that's when I jumped out.
Okay, so the car, just for Brett, is on the right side of the house?
It's over here
It's on
at
the
this
right
point, yeah,
corner.
whatever. And there were cars parked in there.
Okay. Can you, if you close your eyes, remember anything about how many cars, what kind of cars, what color cars, anything about those cars?
I want to say that all I remember, I want to say maybe 3 cars. A dark sedan car is the only one I can remember that was actually parked in there.
Okay.
For some reason, I didn't pay a lot of attention to the cars that were in there,
Okay.
just because nothing.
There was 5. Like, wouldn't it stick out to you? Like, I just remember it being really full. But how about this though? Other people said that there wasn't that many cars parked, and there's normally like it's like jam packed or whatever. And so other people had said that. And now Molly says that there was like 3. And I just think that I would remember like a slanted out. Also, like the red Jeep would stick out in my mind. You know, if I'm a Jeep person, I would have remembered that Jeep. I'd remember, yeah, there was a Wrangler in there. And there was a car, I think, behind it. It was like on a slant. And I remember if I was to pull in that I'd be blocking all the cars like behind it. Like I'd have to pull in behind a car. How about that? When you pulled in, was there a car in front of you? You know what I mean? Like these guys just suck. I can't believe that she's with the FBI. Hearing that she was with the FBI, I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Like this is the shit you're asking her?
Nothing was moving, nothing was going on. And I was just trying to get my car in and out of there and get out of there at that point because I felt uncomfortable being on that side of the house.
Think about that. Think about I was just trying to get in and out of there. You were there for 15 minutes is such a long time when you're talking about door dashing. I think being at a house for like 3 minutes is long. Like as soon as you, like it's just boom. Think about it. You know.
Okay. I think you said too, and correct me if I'm wrong, that while you were up here and you looked down in here, it looked warm and inviting. And I think you said something about it being open.
I think the doors and I don't know if they were open, but I would have thought it almost seemed like there was glass doors open back there, but I don't know if they actually were or if it was just clean glass doors.
Okay, so
Okay, well we know they weren't clean glass doors. Okay, so is she confusing that with seeing, you know, all the reports? It's all it was is showing that glass door open. Is she just saying that because of all the reports of the glass door?
I was going to ask you what made you think that they were open.
Just because I couldn't see through.
Okay.
Or I could see through, sorry. I could see through, sorry. So I wasn't sure if it was glass doors. It was just a glowing, you know, the yellow, orangish glowing light coming through. Okay.
Do you understand what type of an angle you would have to be on to see what she's saying? From up, like, walking on the side of the house. Where like where are you seeing that from? What type of angle? Like where were you in the back? Because the slider it's at an angle this way, not like straight on, not like over to the left, like it's this way. So I want to hear more about that. And I'm going to look through these pictures and see if I can get a good angle of like what she's talking about when she's talking about this lighting, because it's like shining through like basically like her angle is fucked. She cannot see. That's not the angle that she's on, unless she was physically in the backyard, back there.
It wasn't exactly up here. Up here was very dark. Really hard to see. It was more down.
See, she's saying it. I didn't see that all the way back, and that's when she's talking about being back where Snyder's wrapping it up to do the tape back there. She's talking about more closer. Like, listen to what she says here.
Here towards, as I was looking through the bushes where it was telling me to go through into the cart guard.
Okay. So you noticed it down kind of closer
Yeah.
to the house.
Down closer to the house. And these people right here should be saying that is impossible because that is not an angle that you could possibly. You could see the outside lights, but as far as seeing the slider, and if it was open, closed, even if there was a slider, you can't see that. I disagree. I want to see this angle. I was there. You can't see dick on that street. Nothing to do with that back. She's absolutely fucking lying. And these people should know that because they were there.
Okay. Because I didn't walk past, when I was walking down, I didn't walk past this part when I was walking down. It was just, once I got to that point, I was like, okay, I've already made it past the house, and that's when I came back up.
When you just so I'm clear too, I know you told Brett this already, but which direction were you traveling and which direction was that car traveling?
I was walking down,
Okay.
and the car was coming down.
Also coming down
Yes.
the same direction.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know where it came from.
Okay. When it passed you, you said as it's passing you look over your right shoulder.
Yes, 'cause I was
and-
walking down the hill.
Okay. As it passed you, do you remember seeing the back side of it at all?
No.
Did you watch it as it went past you?
I remember it going down the hill, but then I just turned and kept doing what I was doing because I didn't see which way it turned.
That means that you would have only paid attention to the vehicle for literally, and this is what you should be saying. You guys do know, like, the car didn't stop. So, like, I'm seeing it in passing, which is a couple seconds. You understand? Especially if the car's going, I don't know, like 15 miles an hour, 10 miles. I mean, you're not flying over there. It's so tight. And then for her to say that she doesn't know if it went left or right, this tells me that she's completely wackadoo. It's like literally like right there. Like you cannot miss if it went right or left. Which we all know that both cars went left. This broad doesn't know. This broad doesn't know that the car right there just is going down and taking a left. How? How do you... You didn't see it.
Okay. And then if you remember, when was the first time you saw another vehicle when you were leaving? After you dropped the food?
Another vehicle.
At any point, even if it's, way out on the street, do you ever remember encountering another car in front of you, behind you, passing,
Not that I remember. It was pretty dead out. Things were starting to calm down. But there was still a lot of noise and music coming from somewhere. I thought it was...
When she is leaving, she's saying that it was still loud. Like, this doesn't make sense. She's saying it's quiet, did quiet. But then she's saying when she left, like, it was still loud and I could hear music coming from somewhere. I think she is confusing her trips.
Coming from here, these apartments here, and then from this one here. But I remember walking kind of...
And I think that they should be saying, for the record, she's identified blank, blank, blank. You know what I mean? She should, if you've done this, you're at FBI, you don't have her using and circling what she's saying and when she's saying this for the recording. I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Down here and see these guys' lights were all still on, and there was lots of noise coming from that area.
Okay, so this is I'm not sure. Is this a house or an apartment?
I think this is an apartment. It looked like it's kind of strange. Like the apartment's only upstairs.
Okay.
It's weird looking.
Okay. But you said those lights were on?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Why don't you ask her about the house that she went to? Were there any lights on? Like, is she a fucking idiot? Like, you care about these other houses. Why aren't you asking about the house lights? Hey, the window that you saw the girl in, was the light on in that room? What a bunch of dipshits.
That was really great. I'd like to do one other similar kind of thing just to see if we can kind of pull something else out. So
now this exercise is absolutely hilarious.
If this, well, let's use this building here. So these are apartments here, right? So what I'd like you to do is imagine you're in one of these windows here on the end.
Okay.
And you're looking out. Okay. But you're not you, because you're down here doing everything that you did that night. But if it's me up in this window here, and I'm looking out from the time you pull in, same thing, from the time you pull in to the time you pull back out. From up here, what am I seeing? What can I see from right here?
From right there. Up here.
Yep, from right in here.
Okay, what she's having her do, and she's like, okay, you just did it as the driver of the vehicle. Now if you were standing or sitting and looking out a window, and she's not even identifying where she's having Molly say all this stuff from, but it's clearly one of the houses that's over there from a window, and she wants Molly to tell her if that's where you were from the time you started to get there until the time you left, what would you have been able to see?
Probably my headlights as I pull up. Once I get to walking up here, you'll be able to see that. And me looking around and looking over here, you won't be able to see me walking over there. It'd be right there. And then me turning around and coming back down here.
Okay, boom. She's asking her to do it if she was giving from the 1112, basically from the balcony. Because she says right there that you would saw her walk down there and then like look around and then like turn around to walk back down. But I would be using the terms like up, because you're actually, when you're driving on Queen, you're like going up a hill. I don't know why she keeps saying down, but that's what this is from.
Into my car and looking at the other house numbers. And then you would see my car come up, which is silver Subaru, very fast, coming up and trying to find a parking spot. And I think honestly, I parked like right there. It was so dark, but it was right there. And then I got out of my car and came walking down.
Which now they wouldn't be able to see any of that. Okay. Like she would be saying, well, from over there and that, you're not going to be able to see me doing any of this, but she doesn't get it. So she's just still fucking talking like she's her.
With my camera, my flashlight on my phone. I'm saying flashlight, I mean the flashlight on my phone.
Okay.
And looking at the map and trying to reset the map because it keeps saying you are here and I'm not there yet and I haven't found it and it's getting annoying. And walking and peeking through the bushes, and I'm actually thinking about people watching me, wondering what I'm doing. And then the car come driving down here and pass by me as I turn and look at him.
Again, none of that would be able to be seen from the house that she asked you to do this from.
And then as I got down to about here, would have seen me stop and kind of peer through and kind of take a step there, down, but go no, and turn around, a step off the road. It's kind of a little bit of a drop there, and I was like, no. and looking, and seeing him at the end of the house, and then coming back up and very quickly and coming right back up to the car, and then driving down very fast, and then probably hearing my tires turn and the growls there as I turn in there. But I don't know that you would be able to see me actually get out of the car and go to the door from there because of those bushes and the trees and everything that's there.
Okay. That was great. Thank you very much.
That's great.
Brett, did any of that, were there any additional questions?
That's great. That's great.
Oh, you did a fantastic job. Yeah. Truly, you did great.
You did a fantastic job. No, truly, just great. Listen, it gets better because she brings up Bill here.
After kind of going through all of that, is there anything else that sticks in your mind or that got jogged, that maybe is bubbling its way up about that, the 15 minutes or so that you spent in that neighborhood, or even on your way in or out of the neighborhood, if there was anything that
Just remembering that was a really weird delivery. I was there forever. His hair could have been like a blondish red.
Okay.
Okay. It was hard with the glow of the light. That's the only other thing I can think of that when I was picturing it, that could be, it may not have been just blonde, it may have been a blonde, like strawberry blonde, but yeah, tan towards the end.
And you mentioned that he had a light colored dress shirt on.
Yeah,
When
a
you
dress
say a
shirt.
dress shirt, can you
A
describe
collar,
that?
a collar, but not shirt.
Okay. Okay.
No coat over the top or a hoodie like you would see on a college student. Okay. Or a sweater, and a dress shirt.
And it seems like you described being able to see pretty clearly on the inside of the car. Is that?
Yeah, I remember the inside of the car being lit up.
Okay.
Like he had the dome light on, which seems odd to me, but I don't know.
All cops usually do.
But he wasn't looking around or anything. He was just straight.
Okay. Did it seem like there were any tints in the windows?
No.
Or just clear?
I could see right through.
Okay.
I could see him so well.
Okay.
That's why it's been just bugging me, because I could see him so well.
Okay. You talked about light.
I could see him so well. You're telling me that you don't give a fucking 6-pack lineup to this broad before the arrest of Brian Kober, before his picture would be anywhere. You don't do a 6-pack lineup with this broad? I could see him so clear. You don't. Are you kidding me? Well, it's funny. She could see him so clear. She doesn't mention one time about no bushy ass eyebrows. You cocksuckers. You would give somebody like this a 6-pack in a fucking heartbeat. I believe that they did.
Colored interior of the car.
Yes.
Can you see anything about the color besides that it's light? Okay.
Just light. I don't remember any bags or clutter or anything laying around or anything on the dash that didn't already belong there. Anything sticking out.
Do you
I think very clean and very nitpicked.
Okay. What about the color of the dash lights? That there's a glow from the dash. Can you recall any?
There's not much of a glow because of the dash light, the dome light being on. So not much that I saw there. It just was very bright in there. And it being so dark. I think there might be some light coming from in between there, coming through the windows just right when I was perfect timing. That could have been it too, instead of the dash light or the interior light being on, but it seemed very bright in there when I think about it. When I picture it.
When you picture the gentleman sitting in the car, and you're looking at a side profile.
Yes.
Right? Did anything stand out to you about his facial features?
No.
No. Okay.
Can you recall his hairline?
Not anything that was, it wasn't like it was balding or anything like that. It's just a normal. He wasn't wearing a hat or anything like that. You could see his hair, like I said, it was very almost spiky hair. It was short.
So spiky, short. Can you describe that for me as a little bit more?
Not like slick back or anything like that. Just like spiky, short. Not like buzz cut, but longer than that. A buzz cut.
Okay. Okay. Just if I remember correctly, you said this was not your first delivery to this neighborhood?
No, it was not. I had 2 other ones up here.
Okay. And there was one more after it, or no?
No.
No. Okay.
That was actually, I had more deliveries in Pullman. But,
Okay.
yeah, I actually did that one last one, and then called me. He's like, you need to come home. This is ridiculous. You've been gone forever. Why aren't you home yet?
Okay.
You've been at this for like 18 hours. Why did you go home?
Again, you've been at this for like 18 hours. Payne writes, yeah, Molly worked 12 to 18 hours. No, Molly never ever said the number 12 during this interview. Payne wrote, yeah, Molly told me that she worked 12 to 18 hours. Just like Brian's phone was shut off at 2:47, right, Payne?
Do you remember what times those 2 earlier deliveries were?
They were directly before.
Okay.
I mean, I went to Moss. I was dashing in Pullman, and they sent me to deliver to the crazy name delivery with all the right there, and a gentleman here. That was the first one, and then I got sent right back to Jack in the Box again.
Okay.
And I think I did a double drop off of Pullman,
Okay.
and then right back there again for the second delivery to be dropped off in the center there,
Okay.
and then right back to Pullman again.
Okay.
And I did 1 drop off in Pullman and 1 drop off to them.
I see. Okay.
Okay, so let's do the math on that. She was in Pullman, she said, and then she got the delivery for Jack in the Box to go to Queen the first time. It would take you 15 to 20 minutes to get, once you get the food from Jack in the Box, to get to Queen. 15 to 20 minutes. Okay? Then, okay, let's just say, the way that Molly works, Molly was there for 5 minutes. Okay? Then she is sent back to Jack in the Box. Again, so you got 15 to 20 minutes, because we're going to work backwards. 15 to 20 minutes there. Then you're there at the Queen Road Apartments for 5 minutes. Then you're 15 to 20 minutes back to Jack in the Box. Then you grab 2 orders, one of which is going to go to a Pullman address. So we'll just say that took 10 minutes. And then you're going back to Queen, which is 15 to 20 minute drive. Let's say 4 minutes there. Then you're going back to Pullman, 15 to 20 minute drive. And then you're grabbing, again, 2 orders, one of which is going to be 1122. You drop it off at Pullman first, 10, and then you're driving your 15 to 20. So then she was there. So 20, 30, 34, 54, 64, 84, 104 minutes. One a.m. These are the time frames that we have. Yeah, the 103 and 47 to 105, 1238 to 48. Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah,
that, 'cause
I get a lot of double drop-offs.
Okay.
Most dashers don't, but I get a lot of
Wouldn't you ask? I get a lot of double drop offs. Explain what that means. I get a lot of double drop offs. Explain how that works.
double
That's
ups.
good for you, right?
Yeah. A lot of people get a lot of complaints on them because they're not fast enough, but
Okay.
I end up with a lot of them. I'm not sure why, but
So when you came through this area on those 2 earlier deliveries, what was the I don't want to say the traffic like, but what was were there people out? Were there
there were
vehicles
people
What
out,
was-
there were vehicles, there were lots of vehicles out, parked on the sides and lots of noise and typical college party night. Seemed like all of the apartments were somebody was out partying.
Okay.
Until you get up to here, I don't know if you've been there or not. There's no lights, street lights or anything once you get it up there. And so I was trying to drive around up there, and it also, the weather was not great, I remember. And so trying to see, especially up here and where I was going, I ended up driving on the walkway in the center of the apartments because I didn't realize I wasn't supposed to be driving on them. And him on my phone griping at me on ETA, and I'm like,
Wait, did you just hear what she said? She was driving on the area that's actually not. It's where you walk. What the fuck is she talking about?
and so then I had to go in reverse out of the center of the courtyard.
Okay.
And driving back, and he came out of his apartment with the purple door.
Okay. And you say, so you went straight back to Jack in the Box and straight back. How long do you think that trip takes?
On that night, it doesn't take very long, maybe 10 minutes or so. I could probably check on my phone on my maps and see, but
Okay.
it's not a long drive when the weather's not bad. Even at night, in the dark, when I do it so often, I know the road pretty well. And I wasn't taking Airport Road at all that night. It was on Main Highway and back and forth between Jack in the Box. I would take not airport, the back Airport Road, but as soon as you get to the light on the Pullman side, and then go that way to Jack in the Box up through campus and around. So it's fairly quick, especially because nobody's out. It's just dashers. We're all running back and forth trying to not get, sorry, but busted for speeding.
I got busted for speeding the other morning, so on my way here.
And, trying to make sure we're not getting in trouble, especially at the end of the month. It seems like at the end of the month, they're all watching our routes between Jack in the Box and McDonald's and Taco Bell over there in Pullman. That's the Stadium Way strip right there.
Yeah.
They're right there watching us pretty closely.
When you, on those first 2 trips out to this neighborhood, do you recall seeing any other vehicles out?
Not anything that stood out. There were kids walking around and lots of noise and lots of, but not anything. It was so late. I didn't expect to see a lot of cars out.
Okay.
So
if you had seen any cars on the road at all, not parked, but cars moving at that time?
I want to say maybe 1 or 2 passing by me, but nothing that stood out and not a lot of traffic. It was very quickly up and out and up and out, and not a lot of having to wait at stop signs or waiting for traffic to move. Especially being up here, because there's not a lot of, unless you live up here, you know what you're doing up there, you're not usually over on that side. Or down here, there's more people moving around and active, because it's the main road. A lot of people who go to Winco, because Winco is open all night, and if they live on the side of town, they will go that way to get through town because it's faster and it's easier than going through downtown and Main Street and everything to get through at night. So it's a main road.
Anything else that you can think of at all?
Not anything that's coming to mind.
Anything else about that vehicle when you close your eyes and think about it? Any decals or stickers?
I can't even remember if it was a Washington or an Idaho plate. I've been racking my brain. But I don't remember any stickers or anything sticking out or standing out on it.
What about the wheels? Anything about the wheels? You recall seeing the wheels at all?
I didn't even look at the wheels because I was looking at the top part. I don't even remember clicking for the like if it had studs on. I don't remember studs clicking. I remember the gravel clicking, but not like stud clicking. If that.
Absolutely.
those studs are pretty loud. You can hear them about a mile away.
Brett, anything more?
No.
Okay, so the only other thing I have for you is, how are you doing? I know that I said this has been a rough couple days for you. I hope this conversation wasn't.
No, it was.
This has been a rough couple days for you. The FBI put her through the ringer, allegedly, supposedly, but guess what? We have no proof of that. They're acting like this is just the first fucking go round with Molly, man. Like, please tell me that Ann Taylor did her fucking due diligence with this.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank
You know,
you.
we certainly understand that this is a tough process, and you know, particularly considering the things you've been through in the last.
Well, like I told
10
him, I
years.
want to help. I want to help to make, because, you know, and I can't believe I was there at that exact time. My luck.
We very much appreciate your.
What do you mean you were there at that exact time, Molly? I can't believe I was there at that exact time. Exact time for what? Everything that's been put out, like, they don't tell her things. Everything that's been put out in the like, to the world is that this was at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. If I'm Molly, I'm over here saying things like, listen, I'm hearing from the news, I'm talking about, like, that you guys think that this happened between 3 and 4 a.m. That's impossible. Okay, for the record, Molly never said that she delivered anything at 4 o'clock. Payne puts this in his report. Molly never says 4 a.m. ever once. Okay. Molly would be saying, well, because they're supposed to be trying to get a timeline down of when this could have occurred. Molly would be saying, well, this is the time that the order came in, and then this is the time that I picked up the order, and then this is the time that I physically hit the button to say that I delivered it. Okay. If you go back to Payne's report, he says, on November 23rd, 2022, at approximately 8:40, Molly McMichael came to the Moscow Police Department to be interviewed about her presence in the area of 1122 King Road during the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022. Molly was identified as being in the area through records obtained from DoorDash via a search warrant. That's the FBI subpoena, because Moscow did not do theirs until 12/6. On 11/23, though, the FBI did something. So they make it seem like that they obtained this from DoorDash via the search warrant, but that was on 11/23. On 11/21, they already put a trap and trace on her. On 11/21. The way that he makes it seem is that, like, the DoorDash via search warrant came first, and then that was confirmed as being in the area based off of Google geofence warrant, which was obtained as a result of this investigation. In the way that he said it, like, that was like, we're not going to give any more information than that. No, you were interested in those two. There was two numbers that you were interested in. I was accompanied by the FBI special agent Alex Skelton during this interview. Molly told me she worked for 12 to 18 hours on the night of November 12th into the 13th. No, the fuck she didn't. She said 18 hours, and she said it multiple times. 12 to 18 hours. Jerk off, man. Then he writes and says that 2 of the orders were at the 500 Queen Road apartment complex, which is immediately to the east of 1122 King Road. Molly said that the delivery at 1122 King Road was her final order for the evening. No, she didn't. Molly said she could not find the 1122 King Road address, as the address number was hidden by the porch light, which caused her to remain in the area for approximately 15 minutes. Molly also stated her Google Maps told her to go to the parking lot immediately behind 1122 King Road. That's not actually true. It told her to go into the side of the house. Molly stated she initially parked in the front of 1122 King Road and could see a female in the top left window, the third-story building or the third-story bathroom. Molly said she saw the same female a couple more times in the same window, and she would duck down when Molly looked at her. Molly then said she drove to the back parking lot behind 1122 King Road and parked. He's leaving out the fact that she got out of her car when she pulls up to the front, that she gets out of the vehicle and starts walking around before she goes up and parks up top backward, like in the back. She stated that she could see the back courtyard area behind the house and that she noticed all of the lights were on. Molly stated her map told her to walk into the back of the house, but she did not feel comfortable doing so because there was no path. Molly said she started to walk down the road, which runs north and south immediately to the east of the residence. Molly stated a tan sedan drove next to her while she was walking. Molly said there was one male driver and noticed he didn't look at me. She said he looked completely zoned and just drove by her. Molly later stated the driver was white with blonde or red spiky hair. Molly also noticed the dome light in the car was on when it went by and later told me the male was wearing a light collared shirt. No, she said a button-down dress shirt, you fuck. To be specific. Molly stated she walked back up to her car and drove back to the front of 1122 King Road, at which point she saw the address numbers. Molly said she placed the order at the front door, took a picture, and then left at approximately 4 o'clock. No, she didn't. She never said that she left at approximately any time like that. She just said that she left quickly. She said she did all of that so quickly that she jumped out of the car, went up to the door, put the food in a way so that the door wouldn't knock over the food, took a picture, and then left and got out of there. And she left at a high rate of speed. She never said that she left at 4, you fuck. During the time Molly was in the area of the King Road residence, the white Elantra can be seen via the 1112 King Road camera driving back and forth on Walenta Drive and then enter the King Road loop at approximately 3:56 hours. At the point Molly pulled into the front parking lot before she dropped the order off, the white Elantra pulled in behind Molly's vehicle, which was a gray Subaru Forester. Molly never fucking said that. And then exited the King Road at approximately 3:58 hours. Molly did not mention seeing the white Elantra behind her at any time. This is in his write-up. That at the point that Molly pulled into the front parking lot before she dropped the order off, the white Elantra pulled in behind Molly's vehicle and then exited the King Road at approximately 3:58 hours. That's not what happened at all. In fact, Molly said that the 3:56 a.m. car that comes around and comes down, that's the vehicle that drove past her. I continued to question Molly about her time near the residence. She told me she walked down Queen Road at one point with her flashlight out. Molly can be seen doing so on the footage from 1112 King Road. Molly also continued to tell me the female she saw in the upstairs bathroom window would duck down when Molly looked at her. Really? Because I think that she thought that she was in a hammock. Molly described her as having long brown hair. Molly stated she could not identify the girl as one of the victims. Period. He doesn't say, but she did say that she was almost certain that it was one of the sisters. Leaves that out. Approximately 30 minutes into the interview, Special Agent Skelton requested Molly take part in a cognitive interview. Molly agreed, and S.A. Skelton began the interview. During this interview, Molly confirmed much of the information she already told us. Oh, really? Fucking idiot. How about the fact that she totally enters the wrong way? She goes the wrong way. Everything is wrong. All your times are off. Molly was able to remember that she had her dog with her during one of her walks in the area, but did not clarify much more in the ways of the details of the evening. What? Because you guys didn't ask anything worth a damn. You guys didn't ask anything about the prior going up there and narrowing it down. Okay, on the first time that you went on and got back there, where did you put the car? You didn't have her initial anything. You suck. We thanked Molly for her cooperation, offered any support she may need, and concluded our interview. You didn't put how, I don't know, Molly's living with a drug dealer, Molly's ex-husband or baby daddy died in her bathroom, that Molly got a new phone, Molly got new tires right after the murders. None of that's important. This is his, here you go. This is what they deem important. And he waits 2 months to write it up. Because you a fucking lie, Payne. And when you have a lazy ass lawyer that just reads these reports, you go into jail forever. Forever, ever, forever, ever.
Willingness to help, your willingness to come in tonight. I know it was probably a lot just hearing the calls from the PD when we initially tried to get a hold of you, so we get that completely. Who's in talking to now, she's going to stay in contact with you. She'll check in on you if you need anything. She'll probably have some suggestions of things that may help.
So Molly's been in touch with this female FBI agent. Okay, not this one, but even a different one. And I think it's either Maria with a T or it could potentially be this other broad. But anyway, you slice and dice it. All of this should have been recorded. Every interaction with Molly. They said that Molly has been through the ringer for the past couple days. What type of a ringer? What's been so stressful for fucking Molly? You guys put a pen trap and trace on what? On what? A phone number, right? An IMEI number? She got a new phone. She got a fucking new phone. Fuck your MIE number. It doesn't mean shit anymore. Is that why they got rid of it on the 30th? Because they realized, oh, Molly got a new number? Molly got a new phone. Molly got a new phone after the murders. Hello? How is that not in your report? Molly got 4 new fucking tires. This girl can't rub 2 dimes together. Fuck all.
He just wouldn't let me call anybody back. And I told him this, my first message I got from my voicemail, I just got a new phone. My voicemail wasn't even hooked up. So all I was getting was your text messages. And I was actually sitting in my dad's truck, my tire had just blown. I just bought brand new tires. I was trying to sign on to work and my tire blew on the highway and my dad had just picked me up. I got Les Schwab dealing with that. My car was out of alignment, so 2 weeks of driving around and blowing new tires. The tire completely burned all the way like this and blew on the highway both sides of the front. So another $400 after the initial $800. So that's what I've been doing. He's like, I will call him, I'll call him. I'm like, then you need to call him because he keeps texting me. And I'm trying to do with this, and if you're going to call him, you need to call him because he's still texting me. And I don't know if he can't get through. And then I realized that my voicemail wasn't set up, and then I had the app set up so no phone calls were getting through. And I was like, he's trying to get through, and he can't get through. And he's texting me. He's probably sitting there wondering if I even know if it's real or not because I didn't text it from a police officer. So if you're going to call...
Wait, you're getting text messages from a police officer? Oh, thank you. I'll be asking for those. Thanks, Molly.
Well, we very much appreciate that. It is certainly possible we may reach out to you again. Is that okay?
Please do, yes.
Okay.
Can you imagine not reaching out to somebody that says that like they were all about this car? They were all about wanting to know who this person was that was out of place, blah, blah, blah. This is an interview on 11/23/2022, 2 days before they put the internal bolo, okay? Then, when they hear the name Brian Koberger on December 19th, don't you think that they would call up good old Molly here and say, hey, we're gonna have you come down and do a lineup and see if you can spot, this person.
And the number we use, is that the right number?
Me or
And is it easier with the voicemail situation? Should we call? Should we text?
Texting works better.
Texting
I have a hard time
okay.
talking on the phone.
Okay.
I don't know why. It triggers me.
Absolutely.
I tend to sit there and just stare at it ringing.
Okay.
She tends to just sit there when the phone's ringing. It just scares her. She starts pure panic, and she won't answer it.
Sorry. Okay. That's why I have speech to text voicemail too, because I can't listen to them.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
It triggers the anxiety for some reason. It's not like I got a weird phone call saying my husband was dead or something, or I was there every time something happened.
She's like, it's not like I got like some weird bad phone call sometime. Like I had that would be some trauma that like, oh my God, I get a panic attack because of a phone call. She's like, I've just always been there when people died. Exactly, Molly. Your fucking husband gets shot. Okay. Dead. Boom. Then your baby daddy moves in with you and he dies in your bathroom just not too long before this incident because your son ran away, and then after that your daughter is trying to like label you as an unfit mother and blah 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 and God knows blah blah blah, and then when your boyfriend's best friend moves into your home, meanwhile you're living at your boyfriend's, and he's squatting and he got busted for selling drugs up out of your house, and he wrecked your house, but he's still living there because you still haven't evicted him, and you've went through like none of the process to do that. Do you think anybody believes you other than these fucking idiots? We don't. And I'm telling you guys, no jury would have believed this either. Get on Sergeant Jordan up here. Hey, Jordan, let's talk about, what did you say that Molly was? Selling drugs? Fentanyl? And what else? Meth? Selling it with who? Show all the DoorDashes when she's driving with her man. No one's going to believe that Molly pulled an 18-hour shift. And in fact, people are like, no one's going to believe that till 4 o'clock in the morning.
So,
Anxiety's weird like that.
yeah, I think it's just not knowing
Sure.
what's on the other line.
Okay.
Other side is what makes it hard. So, yeah, the texting works best. Or you
Okay.
can answer it.
Okay.
He answers the phone calls.
That's
for me,
certainly
too,
fine.
so.
Now let me ask you this too. I know it's seems like you do DoorDash at night.
Yes.
So when do you sleep?
During the day.
Okay.
In the morning, usually.
Okay.
I'm more of early mornings. It's usually I'm unconscious.
Okay.
I'm out cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we will certainly try and reach out to you. When's the best afternoon?
Yeah. Afternoons, evenings. Yeah.
We can certainly work around that. As I said, the likelihood is we probably will reach out to you
Yes,
again.
please do. Please, I want to help.
The likelihood that we will reach out to you again and not record it, it's very high. So it's like, we're going to be reaching back out to you. You guys, this is the only report that's in Payne shit. This is the only report that's in anybody's shit.
And I keep in touch with you as well, so we may just go here too.
Okay.
We can kind of figure that out. If you have a preference, if you'd rather.
It doesn't matter. It's just anything I can do, I'll come back.
Okay, that's
And
great.
if I think of anything, I will let you guys know.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And so one of the things we always tell people, I know it's been a few days now at this point already, but you're going to keep thinking about it.
Yeah,
and
it keeps
it's not
replaying.
helpful for your anxiety.
It's been a few days. It's been a few days. And you haven't recorded any of your conversations with her? Or does the FBI have everything? Because I'm coming for that shit. I'm going to get all of it. I'm going to get all of Molly's shit. Every single fucking ounce of Molly's shit. And when I say shit, I literally mean shit. Because this is all shit. I cannot believe that an FBI agent is seriously sitting there like you're ready to roll with a quadruple homicide with this crew.
I fully understand, but it's just one of those things that's
It's
going
gonna
to happen.
happen.
If you think of anything else, if anything else comes to mind, reach out. We'll give you, Brett will give you a business card, and you'll have Tamara's information as well. You can reach Tamara, you can reach Brett.
Of course.
But anytime, day or night, just call or text. If you want to text and say, hey, I thought of something, that's fine. It's probably easier to do that than to actually text the information to us, if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
Okay. It may be something, if you don't mind, if you know it's us calling and you're expecting that call, if that's okay to have a conversation, just so you don't have to come in.
Yeah, it just depends with the phone call thing. I wish there was a rhyme or reason to it. Sometimes I can answer that phone and I have no problem.
That's fine.
And I'm the boss.
Yep.
Sometimes I look at it and I'm like, and I can't do it.
That's totally understandable.
And so, yeah. But, yeah.
Can I ask if there's anything that you do to kind of help that anxiety? Do you have any
I've
resources
been
for that?
trying as much as I can to do things, but it's been hard.
Yeah, she takes opiates. She's been taking opiates her whole life. That's according to Molly. I've been taking pain meds. Now they're going to redact all that. Go ahead, talk about. Give a fuck what she takes. I'm sure all of this was a conversation about what medication she takes. Get the fuck out of here. I want none of the pains and penalty of perjury that which you're redacting. Come on, Alex. Jesus Christ. How the fuck does Brian watch this shit and say, yeah, let me sign on the dotted line? Even if you did kill people, right? Like, this broad puts a totally different person there. Like, in the most important car, which is the 356 to 358, that car that's circling, that they then say is the same car that's going to come back at, that's on Ridge Road at 401 and is going to come back here at 4445. Okay. Molly McMichael is putting somebody that isn't a beard, blonde hair, spiky red. I cannot believe that you would think that all of this would be redacted here at the end. It's not over yet though, because they come back on to talk about goddamn Bill Thompson.
Unless you've got anything else, I don't think we need to keep you anymore. Okay. Thank you so much again. I can't express to you how grateful we are for
I'm sorry.
coming in and
Nope.
figuring it out
Yes.
quicker and nothing to apologize.
We were going to get a hold of Bill because I knew Bill.
You hear that?
But with the holidays and everything, and I was just stressing out and I was terrified.
You hear what they take it out right there at the end? Ah! Did you guys hear it? You got the Bill in there. She's like, I got to get in touch with Bill. And then, oh my God, we can't have her talking about Bill. Look at that. I was waiting for the bomb drop. Here it is. Here's where she talks about Bill. And they fucking cut it off. Here's Payne like, oh shit, she's fucking mentioning Bill again. Bill Thompson. She has to talk to Bill. And they fucking redact it. Unbelievable. Is this the dot? Yes, please tell us about Bill. Bill, 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 Bill. I just want you guys to hear Bill again. Molly, Bill, Molly. Molly, have you ever given Bill a blowjob? I just gotta, come on. Have you ever went and seen Bill play the guitar? I just gotta talk to Bill. Bill. Payne can't shut this off fast enough when she wants to start talking about Bill.
All right, well, unless you've got anything else, I don't think we need to keep you anymore. Okay. Thank you so much again. I can't express to you how grateful we are for
I'm sorry.
coming in and
Nope.
You figured it out quicker and
nothing to apologize.
we were going to get a hold of Bill because I knew Bill. So, but with the holidays and everything, and I was just stressing out and I was terrified.
Wait, she literally, what is she talking about with the holiday? She just got a supposedly, like, they didn't even know about her supposedly until on 11/18 when they got the warrant back, and then on 11/20 when they got the warrant back. So from 11/20, this is 11/23, and she's been stressing out about what now? I'm going to go after so much more. But they want the world to think that this is the only interview that exists with Molly McMichaels. It's absolutely crazy. Okay. Saying, oh, hey, don't worry, we'll come to you. That way we don't have to record it. We'll be the FBI. We don't record our interviews. We just take notes. What do you guys think? Okay. Floor for 10 minutes. Anything? Anybody? I think Payne is about the same height as Molly there. Maybe Payne's a little bit shorter, but how many people believe Molly? Put a 1 in chat if I believe her. If you're a believer. How many people think that Molly, that Xana and Ethan could have possibly potentially been in the vehicle that Molly came over there in? I'll put a 1 in chat for that. Molly was just literally going back and forth from Jack in the Box to King Road. Jack in the Box, King Road. Jack in the Box, King Road. Oh, here's a good one. Sounds good, Shig Tits. Thank you for being here, though. You helped my algorithm. I appreciate it. To make it seem like in a report that you write up 2 months later that this was the first encounter and only encounter with Maya McMichael. That's what this report was led to believe. I read it for you guys. How many things in this report are inaccurate? And now he's working for the University of Idaho. Go get him, number one stunner. Peace out.